All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again with another live stream. The morning after. Do you know what? Without further ado, I'm just going to bring in my man Valan into the conversation, man.
So, Miss, do you
Valan.
show them your third leg?
I might have to flop it out, bro. I might have to just flop that out. You know what I mean? People been telling me about, but we have a second leg. Well, it's time I unleashed that third leg on them. Do you know what I mean? On their forehead, right on their forehead, Valan. How you doing, bro?
Disappointed, Miss. I mean, even I myself thought we would win this comfortably. But it's like you could tell from a mile away that bullshit was always a turn in the corner.
Yep. I mean, you could see the wins that we had recently. They just were we happy? Were anyone happy?
Brother, I was the one telling everybody he's riding on his luck.
This was bound to happen, and I don't think this is the end of it either. Like,
oh no,
we're probably going to lose against Fulham.
Probably.
I mean, Fulham's been doing well. They just beat Arsenal not that long ago. But by the way, the question: should Chelsea just sack this guy right now? Like that's what everyone's talking about. What's your thoughts on that matter?
Do you really want my thoughts, Miss?
I mean, I
I mean,
you never even wanted this guy.
Yeah. And look, I've been told, I'm being negative, or we should try to give him patience by so many of the viewers, some of the viewers from here, some from All You Can Eat Chelsea. But now most of them are going to be like, oh yeah, we need to sack Poch. Oh my god.
I mean,
so much for patience, right, Miss?
So much for patience, huh? You know, be patient. The only time I'm a patient is when I'm in the hospital. Do you know what I mean? That's the only time I'm a patient. Look,
did you see the pictures of Poch as a model circulating on X
bro,
recently?
what was that, bro? What? Like,
the type of manager we have.
Bro, what was that? Why is everyone sharing that? Why is it? DAOF, the link is in the community page. Come on. I would love to hear what you have to say. Join in. Members, come on, join in. The link is in the community page. Make sure you guys are all in today. And if you're not a member, become a member to join into the call-in show.
Have you noticed that now those that are supporting Poch, the reason why they are supporting him is now coming more to the fact that they don't believe our directors, our owners will get a better manager. Yeah. It's no longer that, Poch is good, Poch is a serial winner, Poch can get the best out of this squad.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think majority of the people that wanted Poch to stay in were hanging on the fact that we don't want to sack another manager. Like, I can honestly say majority of the people probably deep inside already knew this guy's not good enough. This guy's just not good enough. But they just wanted to hang on to him because they don't want to keep sacking managers over and over again. But now even they have turned. Now even they are coming out and saying, you know what? It's not a good look one bit. DOF, brother, talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Hi guys, good morning or good afternoon, whatever time you guys are in. Good to be back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly, bro.
If you remember me, is on one of our last episodes when someone was saying, "Oh, we're going to play Liverpool in the final." I don't know if you recall. I said, "Don't jump the gun." That was my line.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. And exactly. I actually thought, DOF, why are you saying, brother? If we can't make it, to the final, then what are we doing? What is the purpose of our existence? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Again, I wouldn't know. There's a tendency that maybe somehow we get to the final, but regardless of whatever happens, we're not. I don't see us winning, even if it's against Liverpool. I don't see us winning. However,
100%, man.
exactly, and however, I'm not
Mm.
certain. We're again. That's just a part of me hoping that we can turn it around against Middlesbrough because last night, to be honest, Carrick really
Masterclass.
outclassed,
Masterclass.
Michael Carrick
outcoached.
is undefeated against Chelsea in 2 games. Remember last time Man United?
Oh,
Exactly.
oh yes.
What is that?
Do you know
So
what,
is
DOF? It was a absolute masterclass from him. He peppered
absolutely
our left side. He peppered it.
exactly. So the question is, okay, Poch came out after the game saying that
Mm.
they
We
were
played
tough,
well.
they were this, we played well. But the truth is
Yeah.
this. Now let me draw some parallels. When we wanted to play, I keep going back to TT. I love TT a lot. I love TT
Mm.
like to my marrows, just like I love Josie and all that, and of course
Mm-hmm.
and the others and all that. However, where I'm going to is this: for every game, there should always be a plan. For example, when we played Real Madrid, and I think we were beaten, was it 2-1 or 3-1 at or 2-0? I can't remember at the Bonab sorry, no, we lost 3-1 when Mendy
At
had
home, at home, at
yes,
home, at
yes,
Stamford Bridge. Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
Stamford Bridge when Mendy had that
Oh,
oral show and
bro.
all that.
What a
Now,
comeback at the Bernabeu. What a comeback. Oh,
what a
Yeah,
co- now what
one
a
of the
comeback! Now,
greatest games.
where am I headed? Against Southampton, there was a different game plan. I think we won 6-0 with the likes of Loftus Cheek,
yes.
with the likes of
Yes.
Alonso,
Loftus Cheek at right wing back,
Timo Werner up front.
Timo
Timo Werner
Werner.
up front.
Alonso,
Yes.
Havertz
Exactly.
was there.
Alonso. Yes. Yes.
Now, I
Yes.
want to draw two parallels here. Number one, the game plan against Southampton and the game plan against Madrid at Bernabeu were two different game plans
Mm.
because we needed to play some type of way against Southampton and we needed to play some type of way against Madrid for the comeback to happen. Now, why am I going to? Poch knew we were playing Borough. You knew we were playing Middlesbrough. You knew their game plan. Or every team you are going to play, you know that this is how they play. So my question again is, which I've asked over and over again, what do we do in training for 3, 4, 5 days of the freaking week? I'm sorry to use the word.
I have a feeling
I,
that Poch
I,
actually doesn't even know what his opponents bring anymore. I mean, look, he's the one that literally said yes, he's done his research on the club prior to coming
mm,
in, and it shows right now. He said he researched on Enzo, he researched on Nkunku, but he's not getting the best out of any of them.
He's not.
honestly,
He's
I
not.
don't think he's doing any research.
Yeah,
If
he's a
anything,
clueless bum.
all they're doing, honestly, is taking some really lovely selfies and
Enjoying barbecues.
enjoying barbecues, smiling. Watch how our Chelsea admin page today back to the grind again, back to the grind again. Putting those pictures. It's too much, man.
No,
It's too
it's
much.
crazy. So that what am I trying to say? An elite manager knows that for every game, you have
Yeah.
different game plans. Yes, it's okay for you to have a particular structure or system you play with. It's okay. Now coming back to even Jose in 2000, and I can't remember, was it 2004 or five when we had to play Barcelona? How many of you remember the way the pitch was looking? Do you know what they did to the
Mm,
pitch? They started up the pitch with I think sand and all that
Yeah,
just to
yeah, yeah,
stop
yeah,
the
yeah.
mm,
free
That's right.
flow of exactly. So Mario in some games will play free flow attacking patterns, and then in some games he's going to just park the bus. Question
yeah.
again. Number one, Poch is not. I never wanted him in the first place, and again he keeps proving it that he's not just the guy. Tactically, he's not. He's not there. How can Enzo and Caicedo look so bad? How can they look so bad? Like even man, Miss. I think
It's
let me
mad.
just give the
It's mad.
opportunity to Zach to speak.
Zach, welcome to the other side of the coin, my
Welcome, brother.
man.
Hey, miss.
You're a new member. How's things, bro? Talk to me.
Honestly, I've just watched Eunice's match reaction, his review. I'm still hurt. I'm mad. I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Oh man.
Yesterday, after the game, I'm officially poached out. Officially. I
Join the
can't
join the
even
club,
know.
brother.
How can you? Sterling, he was terrible last night. He was terrible. He was terrible. Gallagher, okay, the season he was playing well, but last night he was not. How
Hmm.
how how did those two finish the game? How, and instead he's
Poch
up.
loves them. Poch
and instead
loves
he
them.
subbed off Madueke, who was actually a spark
Mm,
last
mm,
night, at least.
mm.
And who did he sub off as well?
Enzo Fernandez.
And Enzo.
Mm.
Enzo, at least he was trying to break down the defense.
Mm.
I can't I don't know.
This guy's strange, man. You know, he's. This is the thing, man. What is the game plan? Like that entire match when I was watching yesterday, people talk about, oh, but Cole Palmer missed. You know, how do you expect Poch to score those goals? That Cole, please, the opportunities Cole Palmer had, there was only one. Out of the three, there was only one that we created. That was a through ball from Caicedo. The other two were mistakes from Middlesbrough.
Even the goals, for example, Preston, the first goal, it was Broya, a cross. That was not part of a system. No build-up play. The second goal, who scored it?
Raheem Sterling with a free kick.
Sterling again, free kick, set piece. Silva, set
Silva
piece,
set
corner.
piece. Yeah.
The fourth goal, Enzo, lucky,
Yeah, Enzo was right there.
deflection.
Yeah.
Deflection. No goals from build-up play. No goals even against Luton. The first goal, a mistake from their defender. The second goal,
Second one
Madueke.
was alright.
Okay,
Madueke was a good one. That
okay,
was a good one. Yeah,
that
that was
was
a good
a
one.
good build-up. But
Yeah.
the third goal from Palmer, that was an individual brilliance. I'm sorry, the goals are from in, individuals, not
Yeah,
from
it's not.
the
It's not from
system.
a system. It's not
No,
from a system. Yeah.
I can't continue with this manager. No, I've had enough. I'm fed up.
Dear, are you over this guy as well? Like, are you done with Pochettino?
Bro, I never got started with him to start with. So to be honest, I never want. So when I saw the short list, of course, the days of Nagelsmann, the days of Enrique, the days of all those names, I was from day one. You can call me delusional. I will keep beating my chest. I know it was impossible, but I just wanted the board to resign Tuchel before he joined Bayern and all that. But then again, of course, like I said, that's delusion and impossible. But when I saw the final short list of Poch, Postecoglou, Company, and I'm like, I want funny name from, I've forgotten the name. Is it no, not Galado, not Galado. One funny name, I can't
Oh,
remember.
Marcelo Gallardo or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
just to answer your question, I was never on the same ship, on the same boat, on the same page with regards to Poch. I knew what to expect. You know why? Now, let me give you an example. Poch was that I keep saying this. I will keep hammering the same point. It was at Spurs. Everybody kept on saying he did well. I agreed he did a good job. To me, he did a good job, not necessarily well. The truth is, give that same team to a different manager, and possibly we would have had something more to say in terms of trophies. They had Dele Alli in his prime, Harry Kane. Yes, he helped Harry Kane, no doubt. Son and the likes, Lucas Moura and all of them. And you're telling me that Poch did extremely well. No, if not for the capitulation by Ajax in that semi-final, what did Poch really do? He went to PSG, a whole
But
next
even the Ajax one, DOF, that was all Lucas Moura's heart and desire, man.
And Onana,
exactly
Honestly,
man.
nothing.
nothing.
And Onana. Don't forget about
Everybody
Onana.
And
keeps
Onana as well. Don't forget, yeah, Onana goalkeeper.
Onana is the gift that keeps giving. Anyway, what I'm added is everybody keeps taking moments of individual brilliance for in doing anything per se. No, let's get this thing right. Look at let's put it this way. I highlighted something news yesterday. Michael Carrick disturbed the left hand side of Chelsea with his right hand side. He continuously did that, and there was a pattern of play even with Carrick. There were
Yes.
moments of attacking prowess, and there were several moments of defensive resilience.
They had a
Now,
clear plan. They had a clear plan.
they had a clear plan.
Yeah.
Chelsea, I think we've played 19 or only God knows how many games. I can't see a pattern. The
There's
midfield
no
is so
pattern.
porous. The defense in fact, they are just clueless. I'm just so worried when Silva leaves, what's going to happen to that defense
Oh,
line?
we're screwed,
So,
man, when Silva
We're
leaves.
screwed. We're screwed. We're screwed.
so Poch, for me, Poch hasn't Poch shouldn't even be. He should have been told, just the way Tuchel was told after Zagreb by 8 a.m. this morning, that he's done. But then again, I don't see. I've not seen anything like that, and I hope something just comes up. For me, if I were
These
the board, I will let him go and I'll get a new manager in for the second leg. It's not reactionary. People
Nah,
like
how can it be
Matthias,
reactionary, bro? How can look how much we've endured, bro? This is not a reactionary. Look how much pathetic performances we are enduring week in, week out. Even when we win, we have a sour taste. We're like, oh my god, we almost lost that. Oh my god, we almost lost that. Um, I mean, honestly, I wish we could, as a fan base, send out a clear message to our owners and the board that this is not acceptable.
I
Don't
wish we
tell me
could.
to be patient anymore. This is not acceptable. I think we have suffered enough for too long. For too long. It's time you guys changed your vision, changed your perception of what is happening. Because it's
If
mad if you continue this way. It's not going to get any better. It is not going to get better. You need to change your plan as owners and the board. Of course, you need to have a different philosophy and stop this kids philosophy. And you need to hire a manager that actually knows how to win.
of
This is
course.
this is a this is a skill in life. Not everyone are born winners, you know. This is a skill. Like not every one of us can be managers. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a special skill you need in order to win. That's why the elite managers, there's not that many of them. Do you know what I mean? Because there's only a handful that go out there and win and know how to win. Shervin, brother, yesterday, the watch along, I lost my marbles, bro. I lost it. I don't know what was going on. And I wanted to showcase to the fan base and to the live chat how ridiculous I sound when you're so positive in a toxic manner. Because that's what some of the fans, the insult and the abuse I copped, because that idiot of a manager was running his mouth so much before the match, and I get the abuse because of his stupidity and the stuff that he was saying. Bro, how you feeling, man? Talk to me.
First of all, how's my sound? Is the sound
Good,
okay?
man.
Using
Good.
it? Perfect.
Crisp, bro, crisp.
So I literally got sick watching that performance. I'm actually sick. I had to take Advil and everything. It was horrible. It was horrible. I don't know what on earth that was. I mean, how can he
pathetic,
stay?
bro.
How can he stay, man? I just don't get it. I saw Mark Goldbridge was talking about the Chelsea loss, and he made a point that I thought was a very astute point. He was saying that, it's like the last minute we're losing to a championship side, and we get the ball to Sterling, and he's like, "Oh well, I missed, I guess," and he turns back. He kind of has a smile on his face, and that just tells you everything, right? Like, there's no pressure on anyone. There's no pressure
No.
on Poch. Therefore, Poch doesn't put any pressure on anyone else. And then they're like, "Oh well, I guess we tried. We had fun."
He said this
whatever.
as well, Shervin. He said this
Yep.
pre-match. He doesn't want anyone to have pressure. No pressure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I guess we had fun. We had fun watching our team lose 1-0 to a mid-table championship side. So much fun. But about all the abuse that you're getting, and also all the people who say, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just the first leg. We have a second leg." My question to all those people is this: if Arsenal lost to a championship side, if Liverpool lost to championship, wouldn't we all make fun of them? Wouldn't we all say, "Haha, look at these guys bottling it again"?
100%.
So why is it that our standards for ourselves is so much lower than our rivals? And this is Arsenal we're talking about, who's won 2 trophies in the past 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
How do we
It's
have
simply because they are all brainwashed by the word project,
Yes.
process is coming up with the current. That's why I hate Arsenal so much, because they have influenced the current generation of football fans
Yes.
with how they are
Yes.
being like, "Oh, it's the process." Yeah, so much for your process. Where the hell are you guys? Oh, yeah,
Yes.
you guys are struggling right now, right?
Arsenal Football Club has ruined it, man. They've ruined it, and you're right, Valen. This new age generation of fans.
Do you see Real Madrid fans doing this? Oh, it's a process.
No, process and project and all of these
Real
BS.
Madrid
Real
fans will be
Madrid.
throwing molotovs onto the cars of the manager, man.
They ruined it for us, bro. Yo. They absolutely ruined it, man. Shervin is back. Yeah, continue, Shervin, bro.
Yeah, so as far as the whole project thing goes, I understand where people would come from in the beginning, but here's the thing: even in a project, there is still things you want to hit, right? So you could
Yeah.
say it's a project, so we are not quite yet in a title race, or we're not quite yet in the race for top four. But it's not like it's a project. It's a project. Just do whatever, right? It's not like, oh, it's a project. Just, as long as you don't get relegated, that's all good. Even in our transfer ban season, when we had Frank Lampard, and who's a brand new manager, he's only had like one season of managing before that. We had players coming from academy. We had just lost our best player, Eden Hazard. He had just left.
Mm.
Even in that season, there was still expectation, right? They made it very
Yes.
clear. The only reason he even made it to the second season was because we got top four. He was not supposed to stay after that, right? So if he finished fifth or sixth, they probably would have got rid of him after that one season. So there was an expectation that we're gonna achieve this.
Yeah.
If you can't, you're out. And that's true with everything in life, right? Any job that you work at. There are certain
100%.
expectations. Maybe, hey, once or twice, if you mess up, they'll try to help you out. Maybe if they see like you made the mistake this one time, they're like, okay, don't repeat it ever again. But if you're constantly just dropping it all over the place, then
Shervin, for 7 months. Pochettino has
Crazy.
now been here for
And-
7 months.
And means you can't forget who he had to work with in his last club. Mbappe, Messi, Neymar. What did he achieve?
Nada.
Nothing.
Absolutely
Yes.
nothing.
Oh, but
And
Matisse will say,
one
oh,
of
is
the
he winning
worst-
League One Cup?
I think, look, I think even Matisse is now slowly turning, but of course, he was trying to defend. He
Yeah.
was trying to defend his comments
course.
yesterday.
in the last
trying to
10
defend
seasons, there are only 2 seasons that PSG didn't win the league on. One of them was when Poch got there.
And
That's
Poch joined
embarrassing.
them mid-season, if I'm not wrong.
That's
And they were
embarrassing.
top of the table as well. And then they lost.
Let's get
Of
Aka
course.
Aka in the show. Aka, my brother. How you doing, bro?
How am I doing? Oh my days, man! I swear, every game I don't know if it gets worse or if it gets difficult to talk about because it's just more pain and pain.
It
and
gets
pain.
worse. It gets worse.
It feels like that, man, because I remember we had that little thing in the comments talking about Poch's style of play, what kind of players he needs. Then the next day it was about his comments that he made in the press conference, and I started to see your point of view. This guy talks like a loser. Like the whole day before, he was
You
preparing
get me,
us
yeah?
to lose.
You understand where it was coming from,
Yeah.
right?
He was preparing us to lose. He said, no
Yes.
pressure. He said,
Yes.
these aren't the kids of this is not the Chelsea of the old. He said, we don't have to be in the final. He said all these things before the game. And I kind of forgot it was a semi-final. But then when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, it's a semi-final. And this is how he's speaking. I could not believe it, right? And then after the game, we played well. Have you lost your mind? Has he lost his mind? Or does he think I'm stupid or something? Can I not watch the game and see if the team is struggling? And all these, it's so hard to talk about because everything is a problem. The players are rubbish. You understand? Poch, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then overall arching is the owners. How dare you think you can take over the club, the
Yes.
magnitude of Chelsea, yeah, and fill it out with these kids? And what you expect? What to do? What with these kids? And then you don't eat. They've ruined this team so much that we have to rely on these 22-year-olds. If we had some sort of experience, I'm not talking about everyone has to be 30 or whatever, but just give me a few
Balance.
They've just gone too much one way.
Bro, Middlesbrough, who's a mid-table championship team, they look more balanced than us. Don't
Yes.
forget Aka. They lost 2 players in the first 15 minutes.
So what? That makes it up to like 14 now. It's ridiculous, Miz. If Middlesbrough, the coach of Middlesbrough, can say, guys, this is the tactic we are going to use, and it will work. It is the same tactic that every other team employs against us. Just defend, and you don't have to defend well. You don't have to defend to it. Just defend.
Just be compact.
competently.
Just be compact. Just be
do it
compact.
simply. No
Yeah.
team has to actually play super well to beat us. It's
They
easy
don't.
to beat us because we
Very
beat
easy.
ourselves all the time.
Yeah,
And I don't even know how to solve it, but like everyone here said, "Oh, potch out, potch out." I'm in agreement, man. Like when we beat Spurs 4-1, I was potch out because I could not believe how easy of a game it was and how
Yeah.
much we struggled. So this has been a consistent thing. Like I don't even know. For me personally, I don't know where to go because I've exhausted all my ideas of solution, but the owners haven't done anything to solve any problem.
Do you know what we should do, honestly? And we'll do the circle again. We'll go from Zach. You know what we should do? I think it's time everyone on social media, whatever platform you have, keep tagging the owners, man. Keep telling them this needs to change. You can't continue like this. You simply cannot, because they're the ones who make the decision. We got to force them to make this change. Now, what are the changes that we want? Stop your bull crap philosophy on this youth. Stop it. Just stop for a second. Stop all of this multi club dimensional structure. Pause for a second. Fix Chelsea first. Make Chelsea great again before you start thinking about buying Sporting. Sporting Lisbon, if they're looking at this, they'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to." Look at what they're doing to Strasbourg. Apparently, they're giving Strasbourg £25 million budget to buy players under the age of 23, not even 25. 23. They want to influx Strasbourg with all of these kids. I'm telling you, Strasbourg is going to get relegated.
And it'll be our fault, Miz. It'll be our fault.
And look at what the Strasbourg fans are doing. They're like, you are destroying this football club.
They hate our
You're killing it.
owners.
They hate our owners. So they want to do that with Strasbourg. They want to do that with Sporting. They want to do that in Argentina. They want to do that in Brazil. Stop. Just stop.
Miz,
First
they
of
have
all,
they have
stop.
no intention of winning anything. Like this Carabao Cup to me, this is my Champions League because we are that bad that we are not going to win anything
Look how
else.
far our standards gone down. Like
You know what I
this.
mean? They have no intentions of winning nothing. It's so sad.
Under all these elite managers that we had, like we never, we cared about the domestic cups, of course, but we never we just expected that we're going to be in the semis or we're going to be in the final. Like we just knew. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, oh, let's be crazy about it. Like now we're like, come on, please, God, give me a Carabao Cup. Like, please, I'm on my knees, please, a mercy. And then we
Give me a
get
win
beat.
against Middlesbrough.
And then
that
against
crazy?
Middlesbrough. Oh my God.
I forgot it was Middlesbrough for a second as well. Like, oh,
Bro, so coming back to the point, tagging the
I mean-
owners and letting them know to change. I'm coming to you, Zach, very soon. Change the philosophy. Number 2, get rid of these sporting directors. They are not sporting directors.
yeah.
They're analysts. They are more excited to do spreadsheets. Brother, go somewhere else and do your spreadsheets. Get a serious sporting director who's actually got a pedigree of running a football club and doing it well and winning stuff, right? And lastly, please stop with your nonsense managers, yes people, this, that, the other. Stop it. Get a manager that actually knows how to win stuff at the highest level and compete against Pep and Klopp and, oh my God, Una Emre. Like, do you know what I mean? Like Arteta. Forget about Klopp and Pep. There's all these other managers that are so much better than Pochettino. Michael Carrick, compete against Michael Carrick, for God's sake. So Zach, man, I mean, coming back to you, do you think this is the angle that we need to force the owners to make the change?
Of course. I mean, not to brag, but I mean, Poch was right. We are bad. We need to humble ourselves because we are terrible. We are terrible. Our standards have dropped so low that honestly we have to humble ourselves because we are 10th, and I can't see us win against Fulham. I can't see us, especially
They'll probably
since
beat us. They'll probably beat us.
especially since Anthony Taylor is the referee.
Oh, yes.
I'm expecting Silva, Gusto, and Caicedo red cards in the first half. Honestly, So I mean, I don't know. I believe that. I think George Benson he uploaded a video about it. I want Paulo Dybala as experience. He's cheap. 12 million. I know he's injury prone, but we need experience. Stop buying these players under 25. Okay, buy them and then sell them for a profit. I don't care. But as long as they don't start, I'm
Do you
happy.
know what?
I'm
Honestly,
happy.
Zach, do you know what? I don't want this manager to get any players anymore, man. Like
Exactly,
I'm
miss.
not very sure anymore. Like
Exactly.
I don't want the owners to spend any money to help this guy out. This guy can't help himself at the moment.
He
So
The
doesn't
thing
deserve
is,
a transfer window, man.
I don't think he does. Valen, I'm with you, man. I was just clocking that earlier today when someone was tagging me on that Osimhen, how Victor Osimhen was having is fighting with Cavara's agent, and someone tagged me that, oh, Miz, he can come to Chelsea now. And I'm like, I don't know if I want this guy for Pochettino. I don't want this guy to come for Pochettino. Pochettino does not deserve a player like Osimhen. I'm sorry. What have you done to deserve a transfer window? So Valorant, like, should we just like not do any business in this window? I
He
don't
don't
think.
deserve it. If anything,
Yeah.
we make a loan deal. A loan deal to the end of the season. And then after that, sack him. And then bring in the right manager you can make the
the
signing
worst
for.
thing is that now managers are not stupid. They know that Chelsea are bad. Who would want to manage Chelsea? Who would want?
Believe me,
Tuchel,
At the
he
end of the day,
people will.
money
People
talks.
will. Yeah, people will, man. I'm telling
Here's the
you.
thing, though. At this point, anything you achieve with Chelsea, you look like a hero. So I don't think that's actually true. I think a lot of people would look
Exactly,
at this and say,
Sherwin.
even if I get top 6 with this team, everyone's gonna
Look
say,
I'm a
at
"Hey,
hero.
Ange,
well
man.
done."
I'm a hero.
Look at
Yeah,
Ange.
yeah.
No,
Look at
'cause
Ange. Exactly. Look at Ange. Ange took over Spurs that was doing so horribly. And this season, look, I have to admit, they've actually done really well, taking nothing away from Ange. But Ange is a hero already for Spurs. Like, look at the way they're loving him over there. So, and with all the injuries that they have, Ange, you never heard him complain. He just carried on. He had 4 match losing streak. Then he started winning again. Then he had another loss, but they're back on, slowly trying to get back on track. And all I hear from Mauricio Pochettino, it is
And Ange
difficult.
deserved the transfer window. Look at
He
what
does.
Spurs is getting him.
He's actually
Dragusin,
proven. He's actually
Werner.
proven
They
that.
lost their best player. They lost Harry Kane.
exactly.
Yeah, and they also lost Madison for a good portion of time, who was also one of their main players this season so far. So
don't forget,
you're
Miz,
right,
we lost
Valen.
Nkunku. We lost Nkunku in it. Poch can't do anything without Nkunku. So, you know.
Poch can't do anything. It's Chilwell left wing, man.
By the way, that's
What?
another thing. Can we just talk about this? Why does Poch just love playing everyone out of position? I swear to God, if this guy gets awesome and is going to play him at center back at
He
this
probably
rate.
will. He probably will.
Cole Palmer at striker, Chilwell at a wing.
This is the
Cole
only
left
manager
back.
that would have played Marcos Alonso as striker, man.
So now, you know what, Shervin, you're onto something. Let's actually deep this. Let's actually talk about this. We'll go from Aka this one, and we'll go circle around Shervin and then to Zach Valen. Look at our midfield yesterday. Gallagher, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. Look how diabolical the 3-man midfield looked. There were times where it was non-existent. How is this brother Pochettino, with the caliber of players like Caicedo and Enzo, and okay, also Gallagher this season has been good. How could you not perform with those 3 in midfield? Aka, go, bro.
It's mind blowing. Like, again, we had this argument about the midfield. It needs for this, it needs that, no. It just needs simple passing, like simple things, like the distances between Caicedo and Enzo and even Gallagher. It's huge. So you're asking them to always sort of make difficult passes to get out the back, kind of thing. And even the way he structured his midfield, it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't complement each other. It doesn't, like, I don't know, like they look like they've never played with each other ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, we saw that Caicedo and Enzo thing. It does okay, but they're just too far apart. Gallagher's leaving huge amounts of spaces in the midfield. Like, people say Gallagher's been good, he can press. And I don't want to say Gallagher's been bad, but this idea of him pressing and all this stuff, is it good when he leaves this much space? Is it good?
No.
Like, So I don't know, man. Like, I want to say we might need a player, but the embarrassment of saying that, like,
Yeah, I'm so embarrassed, bro. I'm
I'm
so
so
embarrassed. I
embarrassed.
can't
Like,
even say it anymore.
it's awful, isn't it? I don't even know what more to say, to be honest.
Sure, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Chile, Palmer, Sterling, front three for next few weeks. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, Chilwell's coming back. I wonder how he's going to deploy him. Professor, brother, welcome to the channel as a member. Good to have you here. Just give me your thoughts, man. How you doing?
I'm good. You hear me?
Perfectly, bro. Perfectly.
Okay. So first and foremost, let me just say it's a privilege to be here. I've been praying for Miss to have this feature from you had just below 7,000 subscribers. But I know that the process. Even you have a process that you work with, and gradually you build on that. I don't know what this team of mine that I support is doing. The other day when we were going on these bad runs. I think from the beginning of last year it got so bad that I had to check myself into it affected my mental health because Chelsea means so much to me, and um the amount of
No,
abuse that
real
we
talk,
see.
man. Real talk. I know what you mean, bro. I broke down in this channel, man. I cried. I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys remember last season. I broke down
Honestly.
because this some idiot was calling me out, and they don't understand how sometimes it affects like us. Like I wake up in insane hours, just like all of you guys. Like I'm not someone
Yeah.
special. I'm pretty sure all you guys wake up in insane hours to watch Chelsea. And there's only that much insults and abuse that you can take every now and then. And I hear you, bro. I hear you, Professor. Man, it can
exactly,
be mentally upsetting at times.
exactly. Now I am from the Caribbean,
I can
so
understand. I can hear the accent, bro. I love it.
yeah. I'm Jamaica actually.
Come on, big up to Jamaica.
Yeah, big up, big up. Right. So what happened is that half, no, I would say three-quarters of the country supports Manchester United and Liverpool. So when I go to the sports bar out here, it's just we as Chelsea fans have to stick together because it's like two or three of us amongst 90 of Man U and 70 of Liverpool, and the amount of abuse. Like bro, scroll up FC page 2 FC, bottom half FC, the amount of abuse. So and Poch is not helping. Poch is not helping himself, and at this point, I don't know. As everyone else is saying, I don't know what to do from here. It seems as though it's going to take a while. We have sunk so far down. There's not just one method to get ourselves up. We have to. It's going to take a while. So, but what I don't want though, what I don't want is for us to, and that's why Eunice, you guys are the same. Where we don't want any. Where I don't like when we're taken as fools. We represent what is truthful, and we have to say what is honest. No false, nothing that
Yeah. No
it,
sugarcoating. You
no
basically
sugarcoating.
don't. Let's not be fake. Basically, what you're
Don't
saying.
yeah, and for all those persons who feel that you are too negative, because I want to get at them, bro. I really want to get at them because anyone who says that get the hell of this channel because you're not real. You're definitely apparently you're not seeing something. I wonder means are they watching the same much that we're watching? I don't know. Are we
They are all Arsenal fans.
watch the game and stop throwing stats to watch. You have to watch the game,
Mm.
but I don't know, guys. It's different.
Honestly, like seriously, you're right, Professor. And I'm going to circle to Valen now. Valen, honestly, I don't like anything about our defense. I don't like anything about our midfield. I don't like anything about our attack. What's this brother done in 7 months? What has like honestly, to all the people that still want Pochettino to stay and you still protect him, you want to abuse other fans because you want to protect him. What has he done? Valen, what has he done?
Well, he developed Modric, Gallagher.
Develop my ass, man. Honestly. Honestly, develop what, bro? What have like all of a sudden Mudrik is like what Vinicius Junior or something?
Oh, he also developed constantly giving out squad injuries.
That is a new thing he's done though.
That's
I'll give him
mad.
one. He has probably made Conor Gallagher like
He probably
seem
upped
to
his
be a lot
value by
better.
another 20 million.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's
Gallagher
probably
is still in his 1 year left on his contract, right?
he's devalued Enzo Fernandez. He's devalued Caicedo.
Mm.
He's devalued Levi Colwell. I don't know if Levi Colwell will be appreciative of how he's being utilized. You know, like if I'm Levi Colwell, I'm
There
concerned.
was quotes of Levi Colwell coming out in the post-match press conference saying that he's learning his role as a left back. You do not learn your role in matches. Can you imagine a young JT playing right back?
No way, bro. No way. And then imagine JT saying, I'm learning in Premier League.
JT would have been sold to a Palace, you know.
Yeah. If you want to learn, go learn in like a loan to a championship team.
Mm.
Like
This
if you want to learn, you don't learn in the Premier League. Premier League, you come to show off your talent. Like you don't come here to learn. This is not a place to learn, man. This is not a daycare center. This is a place to execute.
The stupid thing about Poch is even the fans know that this squad is more reliable towards incorporating a more technical side of the game compared to a physical pace and power approach. But Pochettino is still being adamant on using pace and power. That's why you see Gallagher as the cornerstone of his team, which is absolutely stupid.
Just wanted to add on to what he said, like the subs yesterday. The subs, I lost my head, man. Like Enzo coming off, what was that? Like, and every time he makes a sub, I'm just thinking, do you know what? It's either late or it's the wrong sub, or did you actually think this through? Because oh mate, this guy.
Poch is a dumbass, man. He's absolute bum.
No, he actually
He's
is.
a fraud. For a guy who claimed that remember the first press conference when the interviewer asked him how much of a coach have you become since being in England, how much you developed. He told the interviewer what? A lot. He said he developed so much more. But what have you been seeing? Anything impressive? No.
Nothing impressive, bro. Nothing.
So he's a fraud. He's a fraud.
Absolute fraud. Tiger, my brother. How you doing, bro?
Hello. I'm audible.
It's a bit low though. Audio is a little bit low.
Wait a second.
While we wait for Tiger, I just want to go back to DOF, man. Bro, this madness needs to end, bro. This madness needs to end, DOF. Like, I'm not even sure if I want him to actually take part in that second leg, like against Middlesbrough. Like, this is our big opportunity to get to a final. I think Middlesbrough are actually quite smart enough to hang on to that 1-0 and defend quite resolutely.
Michael Carrick is going to remain undefeated against Chelsea, and I'm going to be super pissed off with this guy.
Bro, if anything, I get the feeling he might even get a sneak in a 1-0 victory. Do you know what I mean? Defend, and counter. DOF, like, do you think this brother just like we should not even give him that second leg?
Absolutely. In fact, that was my tweet last night. Of course, as always, I tagged Todd Bowley, clearly, pretty much everybody on that.
Good. Tag them all, bro. Tag them all.
I tagged them because this is
tag me too. I'll retweet. Tag me too, bro.
I'll do that right away. I'm doing that right away. But the thing,
do it, bro. I'm gonna retweet and I'm gonna put a comment as well.
They're signing petitions, I heard.
So who's doing that? Who's doing that, Tiger?
There was one I'll just send you. There was a long petition they're signing to.
Is a PYS? PYS is always the one who's doing petitions and stuff.
It's there's a petition.
Yeah, I'm sending it.
Send it to all of us. Send it to the live chat. Send it to all of us. We want to put the petition.
I'll sign.
I'll sign. Zach will sign.
I just
talk to me, bro. Talk to me, Tiger. Yeah, go on, Dave. What were you gonna say?
No. Let him go. Let Tiger go for it. I've tagged you on Twitter.
Brilliant, bro. I just noticed that. Go on, Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm firstly I would like to uh, express my concern as an human because all these late, all these late, not late, but what time kickoff was this for UK time? I guess it was
Like,
8
8
p.m.
p.m.
8 p.m.
All these 8 p.m. kickoffs, or maybe even late UK time kickoff for people in India or Asia. It's like, you need to sacrifice your sleep. You can't sleep that day to watch a match. So I have
mm,
not slept the entire night. And I watch this kind of game. And this was not the first night that I did that. And I got to see this. So I sacrificed my sleep. Today, the whole day, my head is hurting right now as well. I have taken 2, 3 on the top over the counter medicines for headache. And then I cannot open my Twitter without seeing the rage and without seeing the negativity about my own Chelsea Football Club. And there's nothing wrong about it. So as a Chelsea fan, we are getting to, we touch one low one week and then we try to go even lower as a club.
yeah.
So this is and I was yesterday when I was on the stream Miz was doing in the afternoon here, India time afternoon, uh, I was getting this feeling that Miz is saying all the good right things about maybe
Mhm.
it's not that good. And then I saw him being criticized on Twitter and everywhere else. I'm like, I'm getting a very bad feeling about it. And then
Mm.
that's exactly the same thing happened
Mm,
because the writing was on walls, and I came after the Preston show as well. The way we played like Preston was not a one-off. We have played like that throughout the season.
Yeah.
There was never a game when we were, having an intensity for the whole 90 minutes.
mm.
And that was my complaint. We
Yeah.
cannot play either we play good for a half and then the second half it's all shoulders dropping. Yes, miss, go on, please.
Bro, honestly, we probably play 20 minutes of good football every game. 20
You
Max.
can
minutes
say that.
max.
You can say that. I don't know. Man City game, I think it was a 80, 85
Okay,
minute good
that
football.
one was a good
And
one. Yeah, that
Liverpool
one
game.
was a, yeah, that one
Liverpool
was a
game
good
was
one. Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But see Miz in the panel in the chat. Even when we play good football for say a lot of minutes in that 90 minutes, we can only draw a game. We cannot win a game.
Yeah,
Even
we
playing
can't
a
win.
good intensity football. Man
Yeah.
City we didn't win. Liverpool we didn't win. So how are we winning in this season? Is 3-2 against Brighton, and all the time in that game, my heart, Mrs. Heart, everyone's heart on the stream was like, what's gonna happen? We are gonna
Oh, you
concede.
mean
We're
the
gonna
Luton
concede.
one? You mean the Luton one? 3-2 Luton.
And the Brighton one. Brighton one also the last 5, 6 minutes were so 3-2.
Was that 3-2? Did we
Is it-
win
Yeah,
3-2
it
against
is
them?
3-2.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
I forgot.
3-2.
Yeah.
And then Luton Town again. So there's no victory that was comprehensive. At least I don't recall it. And we have played a lot of teams. We have lost against Brentford as well. So there is no system. And yesterday I saw our attacking play to be the worst attacking play for this whole season. There was
Mm,
no attacking play. What we were doing was we were trying at our wings to put in a ball with the help of a cross inside the 6 yard box. And something magic should happen. Some striker should erupt from the ground inside the 6 yard box and put a header inside the net. And that was not happening. And this is not the first time we are trying crosses inside the box and trying some magic to happen. And and
Mm.
and the funny thing is, when he actually brought the striker, Broya, which he
He
should have
stopped
brought in the
crossing,
first
and then he
season,
stopped
he
crossing.
stopped crossing.
That was mad. That was actually mad. That was
Oh,
actually mad.
Miss,
Miss,
go on,
miss.
Miss, go on. Take the
Yeah.
tweets.
Go on,
Tom.
Valenberg. What are you gonna say? Go.
In football, right? Once the manager resorts to just cross, inshallah, and crossing into the
Yeah, it's
box,
game over for
we
you.
all
It's
know
game
it's game.
over.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah, it's game
Lampard,
over.
man. When we saw
Yeah.
that death hexagon, and he was doing the inshallah and crossing. You know, Pochettino doesn't know what he can do anymore. The owner should just pull the plug and tell him, "Thank you very much. Here's a P45. Please leave."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no,
Miss
they
has
want to be
shared you the
persistent.
completion link on Twitter.
You're all right, man. Have a look at
The
this,
worst
ladies and
thing
gentlemen.
is
Yeah,
that we
go
still
on, Zach.
rack up a lot of XG.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
why the
this.
owners still stick with Poch because
Yeah.
we still rack up 2 XG per game. I don't know how. we
Yeah,
still end up winning the game with
yeah.
XG. But if you watch the game, we are terrible.
We're terrible. We're terrible. But they don't watch the game. They watch stats. They watch the spreadsheet
Exactly.
from
We are
Paul
shit, not
Winstonley.
terrible, man.
Yeah, we're actually very, very pathetic. Mauricio Pochettino record at Chelsea: wins 12, draws 5, defeats 9, goals 44, goals conceded 34, defeats 9. Like, wow.
Is it possible to compare it with Graham Potter's?
Someone already. I don't have it here. How do I compare? How do you compare?
Let me do it. Let me do it. I'll send.
Yeah, someone do it and then send it to
I was
me.
just going to ask: does anyone know how many losses we have in the league? Just the league, or is this like is this overall stats or just the league?
I can tell that to you straight away. Actually, I'll just go to the Premier League thing.
We lost eight matches.
8. Oh my
We
gosh!
already lost 8, huh? Yeah, 8. We lost 8 and drawn 4. So
Oh
we
my
lost 8.
gosh!
And those draws, if you have seen the matches, they were very close to losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They were not draws which were like, except the Liverpool draw. They were not draws which were very comfortable. I guess the Brighton game we had a last minute penalty. What game was it? We got a last minute penalty and we won.
Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace. So
Yeah.
you know what? It's not good.
No, it's not good at all. It's not good at all. One bit.
And
Icky.
all these people, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
miss, all these
Yeah, go on.
people, not in our chat. This coin gang, I guess, is one of the most. I'm not saying some other community is not that smart, but you
No,
know,
bro, say it, bro. Say it.
everyone,
I've seen other
everyone
channels,
who's
bro.
yeah,
There's
everyone who is saying
too
that,
many idiots over there.
sacking Poch is not an alternative, man. But that is also not the justification of what shit our club is in.
There are reasons of not sacking Poch is just because the owners will not hire a better manager. Newsflash: Daniel Levy sacked
How does it
Antonio
matter?
Conte, Jose Mourinho, Nuno Espirito Santo, and finally appointed Ange Postecoglou. Even Man United, as how bad the owners are, they managed to appoint Eric Ten Hag, who at that time was having a very it was flying high.
You know what? You know what, Will and Chad and the panel, miss. When Potter was sacked and Bruno Salter was our manager, he picked a better team and we played better than in under him.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
have complete belief that an assistant manager or an interim manager will do actually better with this team. At least he will play left back as left back, wingers as wingers, strikers as strikers.
Bro, one thing I've got no doubt, a proper manager, proper elite manager, as soon as they come in, they will make sure defensively we're not flimsy.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they'll make sure, that just like Thomas Tuchel, they will make us very, very difficult to play against. They will ensure we are compact, we are resolute in defense, and then you work on your midfield and your attack, and hopefully you sneak in a 1-0 or a 2-0. But they'll make sure we keep a clean sheet. We look solid. But look how pathetic our defense looks, man. How stupid we look. Conceding every single game for fun, man. Just plethora of individual mistakes non-stop.
Playing 3 centre backs as well, and we still can't defend, whether or not it's a back 4 or not.
He's playing 3 centre backs with 1 centre back being primarily focused as a fullback. Which is stupid. He's not even playing a back 3. He's telling Levi Cole to overlap.
It's mad, man. It's mad. Icky, thank you so much for the super chat. Is there any way we can get Mourinho in this month? Look, man,
No.
so many people talk down on me when I say Mourinho. And I'm like, at least this guy will come in and he'll instill that mentality. You'll just know these kids that we have, when they see Mourinho come into the gates, yeah, they better start patterning up. But the issue is, you have to give Mourinho full power. You can't have Mourinho in, and then our board of directors, sporting directors, and our owners are bringing in 22-year-olds for Mourinho. Mourinho needs men. He needs men.
Miz, you know what I want? I want a manager who's gonna be nasty to these little kids, man. They are pissing me off. Like you see the way Poch, yeah, like it comes across like he's their friend, innit? I want a manager. Not that
Yeah.
don't make the players hate you, but I don't know, man. Teach them some lessons. Like how can you let the players get away with some of the things that they're
Can't.
doing consistently? Like even just the red card things. Like there's obviously discipline issues. They're not listening to you. They don't respect you. Like a Simeone, an Allegri, a Jose Mourinho. These tough guys. Like I feel like that would be good for these little kids.
Do you know what, Akaka? The stuff that he said pre-match yesterday, I think in an essence he was trying to sort of speak from the player's point of view. Like he was trying to say it's not compulsory to go to the final,
Mm.
play with no pressure. I think he's trying to babysit them.
Yeah,
Do
he
you know
is.
what I mean? Like
He
he's
is because
probably clocked that these guys are like they're kids, and I want to be their friend. I want to be their, good mate of them. Like,
And look,
brother,
I was watching the John Obi Mikel thing. Yeah, I'm gonna change subject a little bit. And John Terry was saying, whenever a manager came in, and I could sniff that he was just a loser. I could sniff it. He wouldn't throw his tools away, but he's done with that manager instantly. Do you know what I mean? And I think maybe not that's what's going on, but we need those characters who can instill, like, regardless of this manager, regardless of this situation, we are Chelsea Football Club and we win these semi-finals. We don't need this manager to win the semi-final kind of thing. So that's what John Terry said. He was like, regardless of the manager, whether I thought he was a winner or a loser,
the players
my
go out there and
style-
win. The players go
Yeah.
out there and win. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're right, man. I mean, who can we rely on now? Who are the players? Like they're all kids. They're all 22, 23.
The fans will be
We've-
telling you Galadog.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone will be saying Galador. Like we've lost full identity. This is what I mean. Not just an elite manager. We need to bring some like men in the team. Like this
Characters,
team
yeah.
lacks men. Do you know what I mean? Proper
Not-
experienced people. The money we spent as well, man. We spent £1 billion, and we
until
don't
this
have.
point, Pochettino still hasn't gone to clap the fans over, miss.
Yeah, man. It's
he
quite
didn't.
mad.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't even come and apologize.
No, he didn't. He didn't. And every time when he does the press conference, man, never once does he blame himself. This is the one thing I really liked about Thomas Tuchel. How many times Thomas Tuchel, when we lost, he would come out and say, "I take full responsibility for that loss." Like, and I remember him saying once, "I didn't like my substitutions." Looking back into the game, I probably didn't like myself. How many times Tuchel did that as well? Like he was honest about his assessment.
Yeah.
I used to love that.
But
I used to love that.
Miz, we all know that Poch is a hypocrite, right? It's clear now. Like,
Yeah.
see his press con. I'm being very blunt. He's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
See, he's my manager. He's all right, but he's a hypocrite. See his press conferences. One day he says, "Oh, team is young. We will take time to build. This is a project." The other day says we are Chelsea. We need to win. We know we should win titles. Hypocrisy, man. What the hell are you
Yeah,
talking about?
It is.
Stick
Stick
to
to
one thing.
Stick to one thing. Like stick to one thing and
Yeah.
talk about that. See, I would have liked it if Pochettino from the beginning when he got hired, if he set the expectation that look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, we are gonna work very hard, but it is a very young team.
Yeah.
Remember Jose's
Very young
little
team.
horse?
Yes, Jose's little horse.
Oh, a little horse.
Use a different way. Do you know what this guy Pochettino? I don't think he's capable of motivating. Like, I
No,
don't
he's
think
not.
he's able to motivate players.
Every
Sometimes
time
it's
he
not.
talks, it gets worse.
Every time he talks, it gets worse. Sometimes for me, I don't even think it's about tactics or having experience all the time. It's about just the motivation. How are you actually able to get that extra 5%, that 10% from a player? That comes through motivation. How am I meant to get motivated listening to someone like Pochettino?
You know what Pochettino reminds me of? He reminds me of that relief teacher that comes in, your substitute teacher that comes in.
You just give no
and
respect to.
and
You
it's
give
just like,
zero
he's
respect.
like a brother to you. You have fun, you chit chat, And then
Brother,
when it comes,
bro, you know what we used to
and-
do to the substitute teacher, Valen?
and
We used to throw apples at him. We used to throw apples. We used to
Yeah.
throw pears.
Exactly.
We used to scrunch up the paper. We used to throw it. When the substitute teacher would
Yeah.
look at the board, pelt, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And
So
I kid you not, so many substitute teachers have left my school crying, bro. They didn't want to come
Yeah.
back ever again.
so besides
Miss,
this, so when
you're a
this
medicine
happens,
Well,
right?
Potter left crying.
So
FYI.
when this happens, right? 3 weeks before the exam, the final exam comes in. The students will be like, shit, the teacher never teach us anything right.
Yeah.
That's the opinion I get from Pochettino.
Yeah,
He just comes in as that friend.
Which personally, I think he's like that manager at job. You know, there are two management styles. One where you also criticize and motivate. One where you just people please. Oh, you did this wrong. No issues. It's all right. You
It's
know,
all
you will
good.
do better. It's all good. He's a people
Next
pleaser.
time.
Let me be very blunt. He's a people pleaser. Even when Sterling drops a stinker, he'll go, "Oh, you know what? You're the best winger of the world. I have no issues. You'll do better. Oh, Jackson, you missing sitters? I'll defend you. Okay, no issues.
He, he,
Miss
he
a
just he just recently said Levi Colwell has been having a fantastic season. Like that's his
Exactly.
recent comment.
He just disregards all of
That's
the
an ex-Spurs
Nothing.
manager talking, miss. Not a Chelsea manager.
Yeah, it's mad, bro.
and the irony is now sometimes sorry Akaka,
That's right.
sometimes I feel that he's kind of working like an agent. I'm sorry to talk about my manager like this, but this is just branding.
Exactly.
Sometimes it feels he's working like an agent because he did wonders at Spurs. I've studied him at Spurs. He was wonderful at Spurs.
Did
He was
he
one of the best managers at Spurs.
did he really? Because guys,
Yeah. You
guys,
see,
guys,
you see his career progression in Spurs until unless Levy blocked his,
guys,
neck
guys,
by not giving
guys,
him
this is
money.
what I want to say. This is what I want to say. This is what I want to say, and this is where I lost every ounce of respect for this idiot. When the Spurs game that was played against in the finals, I said to guys, why Spurs reach the finals? Don't give me no crap about tactics, Pochettino. The reason why they reached so far to the finals was individual such as what's his name? What's his name that he benched in the finals?
Lucas Moura.
Lucas Moura. When
Yeah.
how I knew that this guy was a bum is that this guy scored a hat trick in the semifinals, a hat trick, and you benched him in the finals. I don't care who it is. Oh, Kane is coming back. Kane wasn't out for how long, and this bum Poch put him back in the finals after not playing how many games. He was out for how many games, and benched the guy who scored a hat trick. So from that time, I said, no, this guy is a bozo. This guy is the
And also, Professor, they got lucky against Man City as well before the Ajax one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
So I'm not even because
That's
there are people in the streets, Chelsea fans, who are saying that, oh well, trusting the guy who reached that Champions League finals. I said, what? Guys, this guy, and this is the thing, miss, and this is why you said something, and I agree with you guys to an extent. I am a bit more balanced. Where, yes, sack him. I agree, 100% sack him. But the thing is, we have to know who this damn board is going to get, because I think that we're going to get somebody worse.
They'll probably get another yes guy, man. They'll probably get
Thomas
another man just as like Pochettino. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I see that they're already shortlisting. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a current Todd Bowley, a top manager from the MLS.
Oh, my
Jesse
days.
Marsh,
Oh my God. Oh
Thomas
my
Frank,
God.
let's go.
Yeah, well, they were looking at Thomas Frank, weren't they? They were looking at Thomas Frank. They were looking at Arne Slot, and
I saw
Only
people
good
calling for
shows.
Jesse Marsh on X.
Jesse Marsh. Oh my God. Oh
Maybe
my
Todd
God.
Bowley receives a notification on OneFootball that says, you know what? Carrick's record against Chelsea has been the best defensively. And then this man goes, yeah, this is the manager I want. My
Worst
dog
thing
agrees.
is, I take him over Poch. Over Poch.
Man will take Carrick over
Is
Poch.
that-
Oh my
Is
God.
that bad?
Do you know what? Carrick, at least he has a way of football, right? He's got a
Yeah,
strategy.
I was going to say, because even if you compare Poch to Potter, at least Potter kind of had a system thing
Yeah.
kind of going.
Potter had more excuses as to why he failed
Yeah.
compared to Poch.
Yeah. Potter had 40 plus players, man. That's
Potter didn't have a
that's mad.
preseason, miss.
Yeah, Potter didn't have a
And
preseason.
I think people underestimate. I don't know if I think all of us are in agreement that we might not want Poch here, but I just see the comments in it. I think people underestimate how long 7 months actually is. Like Tuchel came in, and in like 2-3 games,
In
he
6
changed.
months, he won the Champions League.
Yeah,
In
6 months
13
on the
months, he
bench.
won 3
But
trophies.
when you
Yep.
see that games against Wolves, watch the games against Wolves, and then watch Lampard's game against City. It's literally one game's difference, and we are
Yep.
playing completely different
Bang on,
football.
bang on.
One
And
game.
Aka, do you remember just before Frank Lampard got sacked the first time? So many people on our in our fan base were saying, Jorginho's finished, Kovacic is finished, Kante is finished,
Rudiger should be
Alonso's finished,
sold.
Rudiger needs to be sold. So many people, and all of a sudden, as soon as Tuchel came in, well, all of these players started to look like superstars.
Yep. It's the manager, man. The manager can get an extra like 5% out of you, you know, and that might win you a trophy or something. So
100%, man, 100%. Pritam, thank you so much for becoming a member. Do join in if you'd like to. As always, we're having a fantastic conversation, and I wanted to hear what the
Miss.
community, what the members have to say. Yeah, go on, bro. Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Cole Palmer's his Pep Guardiola's muscle memory is starting to fade? we all knew that this was going to
You're a
happen.
bad man, Valen, bro. You're a bad
No, it's
man.
it's just asterisk as well. You know, whoever meets that girl.
Do you know what? He's now
No,
missed some.
Poch me met her yesterday, miss, before the game, I guess.
Oh my
And
god,
man, he's gonna go get sacked now. So you know,
Do you know what?
when you see her on the streets, run.
Do you know what? Cole Palmer's missed some crazy ones. Last game as well against Preston, he missed a real
His
crazy
muscle
one.
memory is running out.
It's a
man.
tribute
Look.
to his brother Jackson. It's a
He's
tribute.
gonna become another Sterling. But I'm
Look.
pretty certain Cole Palmer's better than Sterling.
You know what? Players have come to Chelsea Football Club and become something totally different.
yeah,
So we have to watch this space with Cole Palmer. We have to. I love this guy a lot, but
Miss,
some of the misses were mad.
Miss, in our part of the world, they say if you plant a sugar plum tree near a neem tree. Neem is supposed to be a very bitter tasting tree. The sugar plum
That
also
sugar plum
after
will
some
become
time would
mint. Yeah.
take its properties. That's what
Yeah,
happening to
yeah,
this guy.
yeah.
No matter how big you are, if you are with mediocrity, you will get mediocre.
I just don't get why Poch. Honestly, like we've let go of Ian Martin. He's now gone to Dortmund on a loan. It's not on a buy option or anything available. But I don't get why Pochettino. You have a left back, like Chilwell got injured, no problems. Cucurella got injured. You have a left back, man. You have a particular individual that is very well versed to play on the left side and will give you that width, will give you that that outlet from wide areas. So you have someone like Ian Martin. You've got Malo Gusto now. When Malo Gusto was injured, you had Reece James. Now Reece James is new. You got Malo Gusto. Select your two CBs, your two proper CBs that are able to control the space when one or the other fullbacks go forward. And if both go forward, then you need to have an instruction for the midfielders to drop in between the defenders so that you have a three-man coverage. I'm
I
no
found
coach.
Chelsea's
I'm no
next
manager. Like, do you mean I'm no manager? I'm no coach. Like, these are some of the basic things that we see, right, on football. Why has he not done this?
yeah.
Because he's a bum.
Sorry, I see someone's comment and it says Matson's like 5'4" in it, and I think that's just that's the reason. That is the reason. It's simple, innit?
It's the only reason.
It's the only
It's
reason.
stupid. But Aka,
stupid.
what has Levi Colwell's
Exactly.
height done for us?
Nothing. It's done absolutely not. Like this guy, I wanted to defend him, like on his style of play, and he wants height and he wants this. But when you're doing all of these things that you want to do and it's not working, I can't defend it no more. Like Levi Colwell's height is not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? So why not just put Matson there and see what happens? Because if he goes to Dortmund and he starts banging and he's playing well, we're looking stupid, aren't we? So I don't know, man.
So what does that mean with Pochettino? He's never going to have a left back that is short. So we got to look for a tall left back. How many tall left backs are out there,
And
man?
Miz, we
How
can't
many
even
tall
buy
left
another.
backs?
We can't buy another left back. Sorry, man. Sorry, Zach. We can't buy another left back because we have Chilwell on 190k, right?
Mm,
And then you got Cucurella. I don't know how much he's on, but 100 plus. So
mm.
what do you want to do? Do you want to buy a left back that starts or a left back that sits on the bench? Like, which one do you want to do? Because we have two of them who are injured out currently and on high money.
Is he,
So is
is
that
he
what you
gonna
want to do
use is he gonna use Ben Chilwell as a left back?
Ship
then?
them both out to Arsenal,
So,
man.
so
Probably
Miss,
not.
Miss, here's what we should remember as a fan base. We have talked
Mm.
about this, I guess, in previous few streams with the panel. Poch doesn't use both fullbacks as fullbacks, and we all know that. One is used as a fullback, and one is more defensive, operating, whatever you want to call defender, whatever it is. So I personally think in his mind, Gusto is the fullback, and he's all doing all the attacking things and overlapping. Levi Colwell is just sitting back. Don't go forward that much. Don't do what you cannot do, and that would what Chilwell or Cucurella would be doing. So he uses a system where now at this position the left back is not so important for him in at
Then
least attacking
why
plays and
then
overlapping
why do
plays.
we see Levi Cole constantly trying to overlap?
Yeah, that's also a thing under the folder of what the heck are you doing? Because he says he plays something else, then in on the field something else happens. Hi Shavin, big up.
Hey,
I
how's it
mean,
going?
it's going very bad. It's going very bad.
I know, man. I know. Continue, please.
So I mean, Miss, the moment I saw Broya is not on the sheet and Palmer is a striker, I was like, okay, we are having a good stream now. We are having a good run stream because this is not gonna work. And this guy has now this pattern. Someone would perform and the next match he'll bench him. Someone would deliver a performance, next match bench him. I don't understand. No manager does this, but this guy has this pattern. Lucas Moura, bench him. Broya performs, goals, bench him. The Mudrik performed, next match, bench him. This is now a pattern. There are a lot of patterns for us to see. And moreover, the manager, I guess, is the third, fourth person to blame. The ownership and the sporting directors, moreover, even though they don't know a thing, and we can all agree, they are not doing anything in the club.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what to say anymore, man. I mean, we've got Fulham game coming up. Far out, man. They're far more organized. They're far more electric.
Oh, yeah.
They just come off a victory against Arsenal. They absolutely battered Arsenal in that second half. I saw the
If
highlights,
we
to be
lose
honest.
against Fulham, panel in the chat, if we lose against Fulham, will he get a sack before the leg? I don't think so. He's getting a sack
So a
before
couple
the
of things
leg.
actually. So I was listening to you guys speaking, and I had a couple of things to say. First of all, on the sacking, I honestly believe if we don't put a lot of pressure on the owners, they're not going to sack him.
This is what I
So
mean. We have to put
yeah.
the pressure. We have
Now,
to.
how do we put the pressure? That's the real question. I honestly
Yes.
don't think social media does much. I think if the stadium turns on the
It's the
fans,
match
that's
going
when.
fans.
It's the
Yeah,
match.
because
Man.
that's what happened with
Sure,
Potter.
it will turn on.
Yeah,
It will
that's what
turn
happened
on.
with Potter.
If we
If
lose
we
those,
lose to
if we lose
Fulham,
that
the
second
match
leg
going
in
fans will
Stamford
turn.
Bridge, fans will
Yeah,
boo these
100%.
guys out.
100%. That's what happened with Potter. They were very adamant that
Yesterday
he's here
also
to
it happened
stay.
with the away fans, doesn't it? Something happened last in the last minute. Something happened with the away fans, and Poch just rescued it all. That no, they were just fighting with the other fans, but then the fans basis confirmed no, they were shouting at the players. So it has already started. It has already
Yeah,
started, Shavit.
yeah. I mean, that's the only way I see him going. But
He
the
just
real
have
question
one or two
is,
losses to go. Yeah. Please go on,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, for sure. The real question is, if he goes, who do they bring in? And I got to be honest with you
That
guys.
is the point.
This is not what I want, but I'm fairly certain they're never gonna go for an elite manager. They just
That's what
don't
I'm
want the headache.
saying. I agree with you, Trevin.
Yeah.
I agree.
So the question is, what do we do then, right? So let's say we sack Pochettino. Let's say after we lose a second leg or something, and then we are not gonna get an elite manager. So who do we bring in? Do you guys have any nominees? Like I have a couple of people that I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be that different.
Means you know who I want, right?
Who do you
Yeah,
want?
you wanted Sari, man. You want Sari.
I have
I
something
love
similar to that.
Sorry.
So, do you guys remember who was Sari's assistant manager when
Zola.
Zola.
Zola. So,
You're talking about
There's like-
interim. You're talking about interim manager, yeah?
well, interim for now, and then honestly, if they're not gonna get an elite manager, if he does well, may as well just stick with him.
No, guys. Let us be real, guys. I don't want to see
I love
any
how Professor's had enough. Professor, no, stuff all
La,
this.
la, 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 la.
No, guys. When you have legends come back, then you're gonna have the tribal fans saying, "Oh well, Zola, Lampard, guys, no." Because then what happened? We're gonna go and bad on the games, and they're gonna say, "Well, he's a legend for the club." I don't give a damn if he's a legend for the club. If you're playing bad, get the hell out. And that's why they're going to be too close to him, and that's going to cause a conflict. Because we had World War II with Lampard here to get the hell out. So that's my take. I don't want Zola nowhere near, and I rate Zola too much too. I don't want him to get under the stick of people either. We have to be objective.
That's
And
fair.
You know what,
That's
guys?
fair,
This is
but- Sure.
this is the
Take it.
best time. This is the best time to sign either of Mourinho and Tuchel. Both of them. No, Mourinho is not struggling at AS Roma. He's doing fantastic, but he's nearing his contract, right? And Tuchel is kind of struggling at Bayern Munich. So this is the best time. But
If
these
Christopher
owners,
Vivel was
It's not
still
gonna
at the
happen,
club,
man.
I
I'm
would
sorry.
say maybe. But
Oh,
no.
I'd love nothing more than to have Tuchel back, but it's just not gonna happen.
and if we sack Pochettino right now, there has to be an interim manager coming and here's my fear, miss, and the panel in the chat. What's happening is we are hiring managers and we are sacking them. It's all right, but we are also calling it a project. And then when the next manager or the next interviewer comes, he'll also ask but you sacked the last manager in 6 months, so how is
You
it
know
a
what?
project?
You know what I'll do, miss.
There's no guarantee.
Just for laughter's sake, I'll sack Pochettino and get Emma Hayes to be the interim.
She might actually do a very good job,
Yeah, this is the last 6 months, right, before she leaves.
There's no restrictions on getting a female coach in a men's game, is there? There's no.
I don't think so. I mean, we have female referees, so
I think she would be the first female coach of a men's
But
football
I honestly
team.
don't think she's gonna do well, and I'll tell you why. Because the way that owners have structured everything, even
Yeah.
good managers do worse. Bad managers do even worse than that. I'll give you an example. Lampard, right? The first time he was here, we were in a transfer ban. We had just lost our best player. He still got us top 4, right? Now, I'm not here to defend Lampard or anything, but what I want to point out is that when he came back for that interim spell, you could just tell there's no pressure on him. The whole club is a mess. So he could be nowhere near what he was performing before, right? And I'm not here to say what he was doing before is good enough or anything, but if you compare the win percentages, they're not even close. Like I'm pretty sure he lost like 9 games out of 10 or something crazy.
But he
when
lost
was here.
almost everything. Yeah, I think he only won
Exactly.
one. He only won
Exactly.
one.
And I honestly think that the way the club is set up, even if we bring on a Jose, maybe you guys think I'm looking at this too negative, but even if Jose comes, I don't know if he can get like that much. He'll always do better than this. But even I don't know if he can perform at the levels that he usually performs. I mean, if the owners are coming in and undermining the manager, they're coming into the dressing room or what have you, if there is a lot of confusion about who to sign, who to get as a player, we get a lot of kids in here. They're the football directors. They're not exactly. It's not clear what they're trying to do. I mean, it looks like they're just after flipping players for more money. That's the only thing they care about, as far as we can tell. So in this sort of a setup, even if we have an elite manager, I honestly don't think they can perform to the levels that they would otherwise.
But Sherwin,
what?
again, an elite manager won't come into the setup.
I really
100%.
like this. I really like this comment from Haj, and Haj has been saying this for a little while now. I'll tell you why I like this. He's mentioned here Ruben Amorim, De Zerbi, Nagelsmann, Arne Slot, Xavi Alonso. This team needs a coach. He's right, we need a particular, and I think Valen said this as well, we need a particular manager that's actually going to have a philosophy, a set philosophy and a pattern of play, because what these players in our squad lack at the moment is any level of like know-how. Do you know what I mean? They've just been told there's only one instruction: press. High up, press,
Get
win
a
the ball.
dog in you.
Yeah, get
Mm.
that
Yeah.
dog. Like that. That's pretty much it. And when that press is bypassed, then the team is finished. Then the team is like, oh f, what do we do now? Like, where do we go now? Because we're pressing, and they're going around us. They're going through us. We can't stop them. So what we need is a manager that's actually got great footballing mind in every phase of the play and knows exactly how to utilize every player properly, because
Miss
that's
who
the
we
level of detail our players need. Our players don't have the level of details at the moment, and this is why we look so chaotic. This is why we look so
But
erratic.
how can you implement details if you don't have the authority? Like if you don't have the
exactly
authority to tell players that you got to do this, otherwise I'm dropping you, or
these
if you
these
don't do this,
all these names: Ruben Amorim, De Zerbi, Nagelsmann. Not Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann would be different. Arne Slot, Zabi Alonso. All these names would be struggling like Pochettino. They are no different.
See,
They are
what I
no
don't
different.
understand is, like, let's say, for example, Xavi Alonso, right? Xavi Alonso has gone to Bayer
Real Madrid,
Leverkusen.
Bayern.
His first job is Bayer Leverkusen, I believe.
It
Before that, I
was
think
Sociedad, I think, the youth team.
youth team, yeah, yeah. But first proper job is Leverkusen. I mean, Leverkusen's a young team as well, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
It's not like they've got a lot of experience. They've got Boniface, who's I think
only,
23.
only
Um,
Xhaka is the old guy.
Only Shaka is the old guy who. So this is the thing. Like you have one or two of these guys where you kind of make them your cornerstone, and then you try and mold the rest of the team. Uh, Even then, I don't want like to influx the entire team with a lot of youth, but I feel like someone like Xavi Alonso, he would just he has a far more better knowledge about the game, man. I don't think he would flop. Honestly, a lot of people say this, like exactly what Tiger said. Like any other manager will come in and they'll flop. I disagree, man. I don't think they'll just flop. Like our players are not that bad, man. Like I'm not saying
no,
they're
I don't
Not
think
excellent,
about
but they're not
not
I
that
don't
about the
think they'll.
bad.
players, miss. Not about the players. About the management. About the ownership. How
The
they
owners,
handle the
I've already said, the owners, the
yeah.
sporting
What about
directors, they all need to go. Before we getting into more conversation, and more, big up to you, my man. How you doing?
Hey man, yeah, big up. I'm doing pretty good. Just like going through WhatsApp. I saw the live stream and I was like, just let's just pop it.
What do you have to say, bro? Talk to us, man. What
So
was your thoughts after the
like
game?
you, yeah. I mean, the game was like, I mean, I have stopped expecting things from Chelsea for the moment. Uh, Regarding like one thing I wanted to talk about was like you said like how Alonso basically Sari did the same thing to us. If you see Sari, like his entire plan was like he brought in Jorginho. Sari ball works on a player of Jorginho's mold, and everybody else is just dancing around it. Basically,
Mm.
like a system manager, like managers like these, they don't care what players you have. It's like you have certain roles, you just shove people there to do those certain jobs. If somebody doesn't work, you bring in like any of the pack and then you put it together until like that equation works. I guess ultimately, like with these owners, that is the only solution for us to be competitive again, because like these owners want to buy players on like their own whim. So probably it will come down to that we need a manager who can like literally work with anybody these guys buy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
or or we need a manager who is very stern and very rigid about his philosophies and can fight for his stance, like a Mourinho, like a Tuchel. That's why he left. Like a there are many Nagelsmann even who won't bend in front of these owners.
But
And I
they
also go
don't want to have
tactics
But
like
they
that sort
don't
of
let
guy,
those
Pochettino.
guys
right?
in though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They
Maybe this
yeah,
time they'll
they
get
hired
some
Tuchel for the same
brains.
reason. They didn't want Nagelsmann. They didn't want Enrique. Like these guys, like even if like you get a manager who will fight for his like what he wants, these guys don't want that. So ultimately, they'll clash and he'll get fired.
This is why I'm worried that, do you know what? They're probably not even going to make any change. They'll probably just carry on with
Yeah.
Pochettino. And this is probably why Pochettino said what he said pre-match, you know? And this is why we heard all of those rubbish news about how Poch's job is not under threat at all, even if we don't make it to Europe. So we need the home fans. We need the people at Stamford
Means you know
Bridge
what's the next
to
excuse that's gonna be?
talk to me, bro.
It's gonna be. I can see this right now. The club's gonna announce, "Oh, we signed a big marquee striker," and then the fans will be like, "Okay, let's
Yeah.
give Pochettino the time to see what he can do with this striker when he comes
That's why
in."
they are not signing a striker. No fixed strikers. Just going, all about Osimhen and trying to fix it and somehow. You're right. I mean, it's true. And Miss, do you remember how Potter was sacked by this management? It was a lot of trolls, lot of stadium fans booing again and
Yeah.
again, game after game. And I mean, if it was not, let's just not talk about Abramovich. If it was any other owner, he would have sacked him pretty early. But that sacking also got a lot elongated, and that's going to
Mm.
happen with Poch as well. I personally feel these owners have an ego that, you know what, we have this project and this will work. And when it does not work, they're like, no, it will work. Just wait a little. No, it doesn't work. No, 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 wait a little more. No, it is not working. No, 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 wait, what's up? Okay, now yeah, it's not working. Let's change. So they're rigid in their mindset. But I
I don't think
hope
they
these
Mhm.
actually care if it works though. That's
change.
the issue. I think they're
Oh,
just like,
that's
we're
true.
buying the players, we have these investments, we're gonna make this much money in a couple of years. Oh, we have Pochettino, he's all right, he doesn't complain too much. We'll just let him do his thing as long as we don't get relegated or anything crazy. Whatever he does. He got Europe, fantastic. He didn't get Europe, whatever. We'll try it again next year, right? That's kind of their view on it. And if we want to change that, we have to put pressure, right? If there's a lot of fan outrage, at that point the owners have no interest. They're like, okay, what is going on here? Like we gotta make. That's what happened with Potter. They kept saying we're gonna assess Potter over a couple of seasons, not just over a couple of games. Well, when the shit hit the fan, forgive my French, but when the shit
Mm.
hit the fan, they were like, you know what? Forget about that. Get Potter out of here. Bring in Frank Lampard, because that's gonna make things better. But that's what they did, right? And I'm worried that if they sack Poch, they're just gonna go back and get a Frank Lampard or something for the rest of the season, and then next season we're gonna have another manager just like Poch.
Guys, I don't know if you guys checked, but I'm thinking in terms of what the owners and those persons up there are doing. So you look at the stats at the end of the match, and it's showing for Middlesbrough yesterday. It's showing Chelsea 79 or 78, I think, percent possession.
Mm.
18 shots and 10 on target. I don't know where they get that 10. So I don't know. I don't know what that stats is. But someone from upstairs looking down, they're saying, "Oh wow, 78%
Good
possession,
stats. It's
so much
good
shot."
stats. Yeah.
That's excellent, man.
That's at
Guys, and
sea.
that is why we can't rely on people who go solely. I'm not saying do not use stats, Stats
Mm.
lack context. And that is
Yeah.
where context now, when you watch the game, you assess it. Because one nil can be very deceiving. There's different ways in which a game can go to portray a 1-0.
Mm.
So that's if that's what the guys upstairs are looking at, then we're in for a very rocky ride.
I agree, man. I agree. Andrew SC, thanks so much for the super chat. Good morning, gentlemen. I just checked the Chelsea stock price between now and 3 years ago. It nosedived. The owner's doing this by design. I don't think Chelsea are floating, man. They're not in the stock market. They're privately owned, obviously. But I get that. A bit of tongue in cheek from you. Lads, we're going to slowly wrap things up. We'll do the final round, go through everyone. Fallon, how are we feeling about Fulham, bro?
I'm Team Anthony Taylor, man.
Fallon's on the sabotage mode. He's on the
Yeah.
sabotage.
I mean, this is the one
You,
time we
you
need
just want
Anthony
this to
Taylor to
end
do
now.
our job.
You,
Yeah,
you just want this to end now, Fallon, right?
yeah, because I know he won't amount to anything in this club. You can give him 3 years, you can give him 10 years, he won't win shit.
Yeah. You're right, bro. Why are we wasting time? Yeah, why are we wasting time? Aka, bro, against Fulham.
guys, I just want to say this is another great conversation, innit? And it's always nice to have Chelsea fans to share the pain because it takes mine away a little bit. But yeah, against Fulham, I don't know, man. Like, hopefully we win. We probably won't.
Is it away from home? Is it in Craven Cottage?
It's at Stamford
I
Bridge.
think it's at home, yeah.
Oh, it's at Stamford Bridge. Okay.
Which is even worse because it's not like a fortress for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's been a good conversation. Fulham, we'll see what happens in it. But Poch needs to go today, man. Don't even give him the final. Like, don't please. But yeah, that's my final thoughts.
Professor, against Fulham, what are you thinking?
Guys, we need to recognize that Fulham beat Arsenal 2-1. Let's keep that in mind. Fulham beat Arsenal 2-1, and they are on a 2-game winning run. So, with that being said, and I'm almost sure I will get this prediction right. Mark it, guys. Mark it. And I said it today. It's going to be a 2-0 to Fulham.
Oh my goodness me!
Mark it, guys.
How many players will get sent off?
My last 5 predictions at Chelsea were spot on. I'm saying it to you. I don't want to, but it's 2-0 to Fulham, guys.
How many players will get sent off by Anthony Taylor?
How many players will get sent off, as Valen said, and also Willian to score, Professor?
You know, I wouldn't rule it out. I think William might score, but I believe that it will be. I think Fulham will score 1 in the first half, and then in like the 70th or 80th minute they will score the next.
Here we go, another expected L coming up. Anmol, how you feeling about Fulham, bro?
Not good, but I guess I'll be positive. Maybe you can sneak like a 1-goal win, like a jammy goal. That's
we're gonna keep a clean sheet against Fulham.
Anthony Taylor says otherwise.
Anthony Taylor will make sure there's no.
Yeah, cancel that. Probably a 1-1 draw.
Oh my god, the man changed very quick. Tiger, Fulham, bro. Tiger, you there, bro? Tiger became a cat. Tiger ran away. Tiger's probably just chilling somewhere. Shervin, man, how you feeling about Fulham, bro?
I have a feeling that Fulham are going to drop 2 points, and it's going to be a 1-1 draw. And Willian will definitely score, because that's just how it works, apparently.
Man said Fulham will drop 2 points.
Will we get a man sent off?
100%. I don't know. I feel like Anthony Taylor is not going to be that cruel on us this time, because he's like, these poor guys, they're losing every game. Let me be a little nice to them this time.
But we had offside
I
goals.
don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything.
Yeah, no more. By the way, I wanted to mention this because I heard you guys talking about it earlier. I just looked this up. So Graham Potter, when he was here, right, in his time during his time in Chelsea, he got 1.42 points per game. 1.42.
Yeah.
How many do you guys think Pochettino has got in the Premier League this season?
1.26.
1.1.
1.40.
Wow.
I'll leave you with that.
He's worse than Potter, man.
Just a tad less than Potter.
That's mad.
And he has a preseason.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not like as if Poch has only played a handful of games. Like, he's played quite a few now. Like, half the season has been done, and it's been another pathetic season, man. Which is the sad part. We've got a few more people in the background. Oh, we got our brother Alhambra. We might have to do some time extended now, lads.
On call.
Before I go to Alhambra and give him, before I give it to Alhambra, because now things are really going to spice up, I want to just give the floor a little bit to DOF as well. He's been waiting around as well, and I always enjoy DOF. DOF, how you feeling about Fulham, bro?
Yeah, miss. Sorry. Say that again.
How you feel about Fulham match?
Oh, not optimistic. Well, let's keep up the energy. It's Chelsea as always. Chelsea first before anybody else. But with regards to everything going on, to be honest, I'm not optimistic. So, I think I'm looking at a draw. That's what I can say, to be honest. But I'm not.
You know what Shervin said, DOF? Shervin said Fulham will be dropping 2 points and they'll get a draw.
Exactly, they'll be dropping.
Not Chelsea dropping 2 points. Fulham will be dropping the 2 points.
Exactly. So I'll go for a draw, to be honest.
Fair enough, man. Alhambra, My brother, you are one of the hits of this channel, bro. Everyone talking about you. So many comments about you as well. Brother, the floor is yours, man. Talk to us, bro. Enlighten us.
Big up Miz, big up the chat. Yeah, I mean, apparently I'm the conspiracy theorist. So
yes, you are. More than you can believe. More than you can believe.
so
I
let's
love that.
let's
I
do
love
some
that.
conspiracies. Let's do some conspiracies.
Oh, you bought some new ones. You bought some new ones today. Oh my days.
No new ones, no new ones. But let's. The thing is that we're trapped, man. We're trapped. It's checkmate.
Yeah.
Because we know Poch has to go. Right? We know he has to go. We know that this guy is not up for it. He's not up to the level that we need as a club. He's mid. I mean, he's like the bridesmaid of coaching. You know, he's barely won anything, and he's not going to win anything with us. If anyone thinks we're even going to win the Carabao Cup, guys, come on. I mean, the embarrassment that we'll face against Middlesbrough at Stamford Bridge is something like you'll never believe. Because these guys, they're going to defend like all of their families are hostages.
Bro, don't be
my
negative.
days. Oh
No,
my
no.
days.
Listen. They are going to defend like that.
I'll give Alhambra this though. Even if we win, there's no chance we can beat Liverpool in final if we can't beat Middlesbrough, man.
We might
Look.
We might be able to beat Liverpool in the final because styles make fights. But this, look, styles make fights. That's the boxing terminology, right? So, if you have a situation where you're playing up against a high line, wider pitch like a Wembley with fast wingers in behind, there is every chance in 90 minutes, 120 minutes, if there is extra time in a Carabao Cup final, that we could win against Liverpool. It would take a lot of luck and things to go our way, but it's possible. I'm not even thinking about Liverpool. I don't even know if Liverpool are going to go through. What if Fulham go through? Who knows? We could be playing a potential final, this weekend. So forget the final. We're all talking about the final. We're like England in the World Cup. Everyone's talking about the final. If you remember that quote, the final. Talk about the final.
Talk about the final.
We need to beat Middlesbrough at home against a low block where they're not going to do anything else.
Yeah.
When at the end of the game, their pass accuracy will probably be like 15%. They're not going to pass. Do you see the way that these guys were beating the ball out?
They'll just bomb it forward. Yeah, they'll just bomb it forward.
Like that John Smith advert, like have it. Like they're just booting it out. There's no way that these guys are going to come to play.
And they know very well that we're not good enough to break them.
We're not good enough. We're going to have Sterling. Sterling. I think Sterling needs basically physics to stop working for him to be a good player. Like he needs to go through players.
Don't worry, we got player of the season Galadog to save us.
So the thing is that I am not optimistic about playing Middlesbrough at home against this low block with a 1-0 lead. We are.
Their defense is a bit suspect, though. Their defense is a bit suspect. If we had Broya from the beginning, we may have scored one of those Palmer chances. I wouldn't.
Alhambra, we're gonna have Levi Colwell. We're gonna Ben Chilwell playing left wing. Come on, show more optimism, man.
I love when Alhambra said, "These brothers will fight in this game like their families are hostages." Like, do you know how deep that is? If my families are hostage,
and Jackson will just fight with people.
I am biting all of you guys. Like, literally, I will bite you guys if I have to. If my families are hostage.
These guys,
and Jackson will fight with them after the match.
Here's the other thing. Look. The other part is the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge will not be great. the away fans in most games, they've been the ones that have brought the atmosphere to the ground.
People go to sleep. People go to sleep at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah,
Right?
they're
They go there for a
deflated.
nap.
I don't like. I'm not even sure if the fans can really get up for this game. You know, especially when you have a manager that tells you, you know, your badge doesn't mean anything. Just you know,
It's mad.
so the worst part is all this is self-inflicted, right? And then he tells us that the badge doesn't mean anything. Cool, mate. So anyway, checkmate. The reason why it's checkmate is because this manager we know has to go. We know has to go. But the thing is that I can't really in good conscience say he has to go, because the people at the top that are going to be selecting a manager, they're going to be selecting some mid indie manager, like some football, like you know, like a Tactica manager that did well in like the Romanian league or something. I don't know, right?
For
like
6 months.
For 6 months. For 6 months. You know.
Would you not take that over this though?
No, because I'm a firm believer in the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
Everyone grant.
No, but here's the thing though. Look at Postecoglou, right? A lot of people preseason were saying that we shouldn't get Postecoglou, we should get Pochettino, because Pochettino is a proven manager. Whereas, how did that work out for us? How did that work out for Spurs?
But
Yeah, but what have
Postecoglou
Spurs done? What have Spurs
good
done?
in
Better than
Australia.
us, bro. At least they're in top 6.
What have they done? Like what?
Like
what
I said,
is-
better
what
than
is-
us.
What is Postecoglou doing? Look, I like the guy. I like his style of play. I like the guy. Okay, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good coach. But what is he
You say that
doing?
to Poch?
What is he doing that is so you know, amazing that we're thinking, oh man,
He's not playing on left back and left wing.
the only reason why we're thinking about Postecoglou is one reason alone. It's because he's higher up the table. That's it.
But here's the issue.
And he's achievable.
At this point,
He's an achievable manager to get. That's all we're you know, really like pining afterwards. You know, last
100%.
season it was De Zerbi because you know he played good football and he was higher up the table, right? And we think he's achievable. Look how far we've gone as a club, that we're now thinking playing good football and coming 5th or 6th is great. Is this
No, I'm
guy?
saying
Is
it's
this guy?
great. It's
is
just
this guy
that
challenging
the way
for
the club
titles?
is structured right now.
No,
nothing else is feasible.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, from the perspective of managers that we are thinking about, all of these managers, all these names that I've been seeing bandied around, they are mid. They are not going to win titles. I don't give a damn about a project. I don't care about phase 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, Elif Beta. I don't care. You know, I am.
Elif Beta.
You know,
My
I'm not
days.
looking for that. I'm looking for give me a manager that I can look at and say, you know what, this man, he is going to create a team that's dangerous, that can challenge, and do it from the beginning, and do it with these players that he's been given,
Who do you want,
and have the
Alhambra?
say
Who do
to
you
actually
want?
bring the people in.
Who do you want, bro? Who do you want?
Bring me back Ancelotti.
Yeah, he's not gonna leave Real Madrid.
Oh, this is the thing.
Too good.
You
Also,
know,
this is my fear. This is my fear that these new managers that are making their name in the game, like Xabi Alonso, Nagelsmann, or anyone for that matter of fact, will they like to come at Chelsea now, seeing the shambles we are in? Any manager that comes over here just does it.
No, the
Oh,
like
brave.
factor. I think a manager. Look, the like factor can be overcome. Like it's all about selling them the product and what they can do. What we need to do, I think, what Alhambra is trying to say, and I do agree with him. Just changing manager ain't going to change. And this is what I said right earlier on in the stream. I said our owners and the board need to change the philosophy. That needs to change. That needs to change. Number one, like the youth and all these multi-club dimensional bullshit, you need to change that now first, or pause that for a moment, and then get rid of the 2 directors, because they're not directors, they're analysts. And then once you sort all of that out, then get yourself the manager.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, look how far we've come. You know, like even the chat, they're laughing at Ancelotti. You know, we used to get Ancelotti and we were debating about whether we should fire him or not.
Yeah.
He got fired in the tunnel at
Yeah.
Everton.
Nah, bro, the live chat laughs about everything, bro. Ancelotti, Jose, any elite manager that's won anything, bro. They laugh at all of this, bro.
No, but
They laughed
these are
they
not
laughed at
managers anymore.
Solanke as well.
Yeah, they laugh at me when I say Solanke, he's banging in goals.
No, but the thing is that like 10 years ago, you know, we were thinking about these kind of managers and we didn't even blink. We were like, yeah. Who would you want? Ancelotti? Should we get Ancelotti or Pep? Klopp? You know, these are the kind of managers we were talking about. You know, when Tuchel came, everyone was debating, is Tuchel, you know? Tuchel, we were like debating, is he going to be the guy?
Yeah.
That was only like 3 or 4 years ago. And now we're talking about these elite managers. Suddenly, within 2 years, everyone's like, it's impossible. We're finished. We are finished. We're finished. Miz, I'm telling you, we're done.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because
I like how you said that. It's checkmate. We are checkmate. We just have to. I think this is what Poch was trying to say to us prior to the match. I think he was trying to deliver a message, which is coming straight from the owners, is accept the mediocrity. It's not going nowhere. Accept
We have
it.
become Spurs.
Yeah,
Not only
and
we
if you
have
can't
Poch,
accept it, then start becoming fans of another football club. Simple.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, the thing is that these owners, they have to know. I mean, I really don't understand. You know, I'm in literally the same industry as them, and I don't understand what their thought process is. If you want to increase the asset value, fine, knit together some clubs, buy some players. But the core, the baseline of the asset value of anything in the world that actually produces revenue and cash flow is performance. Performance. And performance for a football club is how many fans can you get from this next generation? Because all of these players now that we're seeing that are potentially interested in Chelsea, they grew up seeing the 2004 to, you know, let's say 20, even let's go all the way up to 2021 Chelsea. This is 20 years is a generation, right? So a generation of success. All of these players, was Osimhen, whether it's Caicedo, whether it's all these players, they still believe in their mind Chelsea is an elite club. It only takes another 4 or 5 years before this next generation of players, you know, those who are 12, 13, that are maybe going into the game, they're going to start looking at Chelsea as like, I'm not going to Chelsea.
They'll look at Chelsea just like they look at, say, I don't know, like a Palace or something.
Yeah, they'll look at that, be like, I'm not going to Chelsea. You know, you might be able to like snaz one person who likes to go down the King's Road and all that, but apart from that, like our version of like a Robinho or something. But apart from that, these players, they're going to grow up thinking Chelsea is mid.
Yeah.
So I think the players are looking at it in the sense that, you know, for the next 10 years, we're going to increase the asset as much as we can. And after that, it doesn't matter. And I think the way they're looking at it, probably because of teams like Man United, who haven't performed for the past 10 years, but guess what? Their value has still remained very high.
We're not Manchester United. We're not Manchester United.
No, but
we do not have the heritage of Manchester United.
Sure,
I'm sorry.
No problem. But what I'm saying is that they're probably looking at it
heritage.
That if we're looking to sell the club in 10 years, after they're allowed to sell it, they're probably thinking that it probably doesn't affect the price of the asset that much. And they're probably looking at it that way. They're probably thinking
they are wrong. They are wrong.
I mean, if they're wrong, then they're wrong, and we're all screwed. But
yeah, no,
we are screwed.
We are screwed. They are wrong.
I was saying we're all screwed, even them.
Listen, we are what we call, in terms of heritage. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be absolutely 100% clear on this. We have 20 years of heritage. We have maybe in the 90s, Miz, maybe you remember when we played like the likes of Mallorca in the Cup Winners' Cup. We had to face like Eto'o, right? When Mark Hughes was our striker. Yeah, Dennis Wise, Babayaro,
Dennis Wise,
know,
Babayaro, oh my days.
all of those guys. We did a few things in like the Cup Winners' Cup when they were showing it on Channel 5. Like that kind of stuff. But in the league, maybe we were like, we would come fifth, but we would generally come anywhere between third and sixth. In the Ken Bates era, and just before that era, we would come maybe between 7th and 11th. Okay, that was Chelsea. Now we would have big results, like we'd beat Manchester United 5-0 at home. We'd beat Barcelona in the Champions League 3-1. We would beat even the likes of Liverpool or Leeds when they were okay. But we weren't like, nobody looked at Chelsea and said, that's a team. We were the team that attracted the potentially the legends past their peak, like a George Weah, like a Mark Hughes, like a Gianfranco Zola, like a Vialli, past their peak, won Champions Leagues, and they want to go to London. That was what we were. And London was always our advantage. And those were the
Great
kind of players we attracted. Great location, and that would be our model. We'd take a Hullet, a Vialli, a Weah, a Hughes, and we play actually decent football.
Yeah.
Under Hullet, we played some pretty damn good football.
Yeah, but under Vialli as well, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, under Vialli. I mean, Vialli. By the way, Vialli Vialli was our most successful manager.
Yeah.
Before the Roman era.
Yeah.
What did he win us? An FA Cup, a Cup Winners' Cup, and a Super Cup. That was our most successful manager. Okay, I will defend against any rival fan. I'll defend Chelsea, but maybe there are some rivals listening to us now. But between friends, we do not have the heritage of Liverpool. We do not have the heritage of Manchester United. We do not have the heritage of Real Madrid or Barcelona that we can simply say that we are okay with 10 years of mediocrity where people can just simply continue to call us a big club.
Yeah, you're right. I even reckon even Newcastle has more of a heritage, man.
They do. Miz, like Newcastle have barely been in the top 4 and people have forgotten about Chelsea already. Like people talk about Newcastle like there's some huge team. They haven't done nothing. And can I just say one more thing? Like I've seen Hodge's comments, talking about manager this, manager that, like a coach versus a manager. I think this is all down to your individual standards of what you want for Chelsea, right? If you want us to get 6th, 7th, 8th, I think you're okay with having a coach. If you want us to get back to where we are and where we should always be, you want a Mourinho. You want these types of men because you know that they will up the standards. So that's just my reply to Hodge, innit? So I just been seeing his comments kind of annoying me still.
Yeah, Hodge, look, don't take him too, crazily. Like, obviously he's got his opinions, and Hodge is someone who's very articulate about his opinions as well. And as you said, Akaka, we all have different visions. We all have different perspectives. I agree to a certain degree what Hodge is saying in the sense that we do need some form of philosophy, some form of patterns of play. Like we do need that in this day and age. You do need that, but at the same time, I agree with you as well, Akaka, that we need a manager that's going to instill some form of elite mentality. Do you know what I mean? Like, we lack everything now. I don't know if these players are looking at Pochettino and looking at him as a manager or a coach or whatever. They look at him as a mate. Like I said this yesterday in my stream, that he's more of a mate, and he's talking like a mate as well. Do you know what I mean? And tactically, he looks out of his step, man. He's getting done by Michael Carrick, who's in the Championship, let alone managers in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? He got beat by Everton, David Moyes. He got beat by Brentford, Thomas Frank. He got beat by so many managers. He got beat by Nottingham Forest manager who's already been sacked this season. So, and he almost got done by Roy Hodgson as well. Palace, like, let's be honest. Palace were there or thereabouts on that game, and right at the end we got that penalty.
I mean, talk about improving this.
I mean, seems like to spin a wheel of fortune before every game. Like he's like, okay, so we're playing Preston. Let's see. Oh, 4-2-3-1. Okay, that's what we're doing today. Next game.
He called him.
Let's spin it again. Oh, 4-3-3. Okay, we have 3-man. Let's spin again. Okay, no striker in this game. It just seems there's no rhyme or reason to anything he does. He just blurts something
It's
out.
random.
And,
It's random.
and he
It's very
calls
random.
all these championship teams very tough teams to play against. It would be a hard time. Already builds all that atmosphere that these we are gonna face prime Barcelona. I mean, total negativity. And I would like to raise one point in favor of Poch. I don't think so. Whether it's in favor, even he's underperforming himself, miss, in Chelsea. This is not the Pochettino which we had in Southampton. This is not the Pochettino which I have seen at Spurs. He's even underperforming himself as a
Yeah, at
tactician.
Spurs he would get top 6 at least.
Do you know why? I reckon you know why? For the first time in his life, there's actually pressure on delivering. Besides PSG, and he flopped there, let's be honest, whenever there was crunch time for him to deliver in the Champions League, he flopped. Even with players like Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, prime Mbappe, the caliber of players, he flopped. He flopped. So first time, like at Spurs, let's be honest, I don't think there was any expectations of him to win anything. Just get Spurs back to a respectable level, and that's what he did. Got them to Champions League. But this is the first time he's entered a club, as I said, after PSG, where, brother, you got to win. All right, you got to win here. You got to compete. You got to challenge for the big things. And I think he's crumbling. He's crumbling because that's not how he was brought up. He was brought up in an environment where, let me just do my thing. No pressure.
Yeah,
I think
he's
they
a
still
slow
gonna
start.
do this thing though. That they're
He's
like,
brought up
oh,
to be
even
a
if you,
model.
yeah, they
Yeah,
tell him
no,
even
well-
if you don't make Europe, it's fine. So are they even putting any pressure?
I don't think they are, bro.
Even in Spurs, he took 2 seasons to actually show what he was all about. In the second season, actually, all the fruits of management, if you want to call it, actually start bearing, showing results. So, but he's underperforming even that. Even in his first season, Spurs was better than we are in the league right now. So,
This
I
this
even
pattern,
blame injuries and all, but
Crazy,
that's
crazy.
not an excuse to lose Middlesbrough 1-0.
a lot of these comments that he's making in the press and
Exactly.
the press conferences are very reminiscent of that season after he lost the Champions League final with Spurs. And the reason I think that that's happening, so get ready for some conspiracies again, is
Oh, here we go.
because he started off the season thinking that I've got these players, I'm going to get them to play, and they're going to get it, and I'm going to compete. And it has dawned on him that that's not possible. I don't know yet what it is. Is it him or is it the players? I think the share could probably be apportioned equally,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have a clue. He does not have a clue anymore about what to do and how to get a tune out of these players and how to have them actually play in the vision that he has. He hasn't got a Scooby. So the thing is that now he's moving the goalposts. We see this really often in all walks of life. You start off with all this chest. You're telling everyone that you need to win. It's not about winning tomorrow. It's about winning today. And suddenly now we are. It's a case of we have to accept our reality. Who's creating the reality, my friend?
Yeah.
Which reality? Our reality? Because that's not my reality. That's the reality that you have created because you haven't been able to figure out how to actually get a style of play that actually makes sense with the players that you have. And so, in my view, this is doomed to fail. We are not going to get a tune out of these players. One, because of the structure. The sporting directors will not hand any power over to Poch to get the players that he wants. So he's going to get his lot, and it's going to be, you figure it out. He can't figure it out. We're going to continue spiraling in this kind of, performances, up, down, up, down. The yesterday was disgusting. Yesterday was absolutely disgusting. I said it needs also. It's a disgusting performance because you look at what happened in the second half. I'm seeing it's like the Wish version of total football. I'm seeing Gallagher in the number 9. I'm seeing Brozier's the one providing passes on the wing. I'm seeing
was mad.
nobody in the middle.
There was one point. There was one point when Enzo was very high up, almost in the box.
He's in the box. Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that game against Southampton, Potter, where we had Mount and Gallagher, on the D, and and Potter's and Potter's just like holding his hands up in the air. It's like, what are you guys doing? Because they just, there was nothing there. It was, I'm pretty certain that he did some rendition of like fight and win. No instructions. Just go out there. I need more energy. I need more from you. I need energy. So they gave that. They gave the energy. So people might come away from that thinking, well, they gave a lot of energy. They had all the possession. They tried. But for what? You're spamming crosses in. With Palmer in the box. What's going on? Yeah. So it's like, this guy, he does not have a clue about how to shape a system with the players that he has. He's asking for players for his system. This is not going to work. It never has. The blame is on the sporting directors as well. Those idiots that thought, you know what, we have these players. I think Poch is the guy. I don't even think Poch was the guy. Honest to God, I really don't even think he was even that high on the list.
Here's a quick question to Alhambra, bro, and the panel in general. What do you guys think about preseason Poch? Because I think we were shown a picture which was, very different from what it is now. Because in preseason, he was actually utilizing players well, in my honest opinion. There was a system 3-5-2 which was working fine. We were creating, we were defending. What happened after preseason? Alhambra, panel, miss, anyone who has something to say about it? Because I'm baffled that it's like we have...
DOF probably wants to reply. Go on, DOF.
Yeah, before I go to that reply, I just wanted to lend my voice to what... Can you hear me, sir?
Perfect.
Awesome. I just wanted to lend my voice to what Alhambra said. Again, yeah, I know Miss is always smiling when I draw my illustrations. Now, when you have a newborn baby or when you have a growing child, right? The first instinct, the first lessons that child or those children will pick are usually most likely going to be from you or what they're exposed to, because you're their parents or you're the adult around them, and most times you'll find them saying words after you, words that you say. You'll find them doing things that you probably do. They don't necessarily have the understanding of what they're doing, but because they've seen someone do it before, they will do same. Now, in this case, Poch, I'm just trying to go into 3 different folds. Poch is like their father now. These young lads, pretty much, right? When I mean father, I'm not talking about moral fatherhood and all that. I'm talking about being a coach, directing them as to what they should do, because these guys are like an open book. It is what you give them now that they will give back. Now, what we are seeing on the pitch is a reflection of how much Poch knows, which simply means it doesn't know much, whether we like it or not. Most of these players are young. So aside those that are already good, people like maybe Enzo, people like maybe Caicedo to an extent, and all of that. And of course, people like Palmer who have those ingenuine abilities. So what am I trying to say in essence? The players are not showing much because they're not getting much. That's number one. That's number one from Poch's angle. Number 2, with regards to the ownership. Now, drawing a parallel with Bayern Munich and even the Real Madrid of this world, right? Now, for example, with Bayern currently they have Titi. And would you believe they're still asking for Xabi at the end of the summer? That is to tell you that they don't want to settle for less. They just want everything to be perfect. Even with Real Madrid. Now, so which brings us back to the board also going back and knowing that we can't afford to settle for less. Now, coming to the question that was posed with regards to the preseason Poch and the Poch of now, the truth is this: when you're experimenting, when you're experimenting things, there is a chance that you are going to fluke certain things. Now, aside, because I mean, you're experimenting, you're just trying things, and then maybe this one works. So you're like, oh, it worked, and then you try to follow suit. Now, having said that, even in preseason, Matson, for example, was never a left back. He was never used as a left back. We saw the signs actually from preseason, but maybe because it was maybe a new shiny toy, we paid less attention. Yes, we played quite all right in preseason, but the truth overall was that we were not tactically flexible and we were not tactically in games, we were not tactically sound. Ukunku and all of that, they all managed to play well. But go back to that preseason and tell me which match in that preseason can equal the match we played against City. Even City, the reason why it looks like we played so well against City was because City was also having a bad day, whether we like it or not. The City was also having a bad day. So if you can go back to the preseason and tell me a match that is on the same level as Man City, then I can tell you for free that there is none. What am I
That's
trying
actually a
to
very
say?
good point, DOF. So what you're saying is let's not get too excited about that preseason because none of the other teams were really trying. Yeah.
None. Okay, Brighton, I think we won them 4-3 or something, if I'm correct. And a lot of their key players were in there during preseason. Caicedo wasn't playing. I don't think maybe Estupinian played, but I don't think Enciso and the likes and Solimat and all those people played. However, where I'm going to is this. Even in preseason, it was a one-way traffic. You knew what to expect.
Yeah.
4-2-3-1. Maybe sometimes it will vary it to three at the back just to see. Even the three at the back, it was a mess. So pretty much, let's not get so gassed with preseason. When things are new, you experiment. Imagine when you buy a new TV.
And let's not forget, no pressure as well, right? No pressure, DOF, during preseason. There's
No pressure.
Yeah.
But just to
now
drive
there's
home my
pressure.
point, with preseason, when you buy a new gadget and you make a new discovery, for example, you discover, oh, on this TV, this smart TV, I have a new channel where I can watch maybe football for free. You are excited. And then after like a week or two, you now notice that it was on trial. It was a trial period. You have to keep paying. Then everything changes. So in preseason, we were just making discoveries. We had new players returning. We were excited. In case we don't know, it was an excitement of the moment with most times the new players. Not exactly with the tactical system that was in play. Okay, what was the best tactical system? Nkunku was behind Jackson in the 10. And Martin, when he comes on, was collaborating well with Jackson. So tell me what else we saw in preseason. Defensively, we were still leaking goals. Midfield was always a shambles. So I mean, let's just be objective with it. Preseason wasn't exceptional as well. It's just a reflection of what we're saying. Thank you.
The thing about the preseason is, it's like the logic that all fans were falling into, and even I did, was, well, last season's preseason was horrific, and we had a bad season. Therefore, if we have a good preseason,
then
it
it's
means
great.
that we were going to have a great preseason.
Yeah.
And then there was all of this commentary about, generally, even in the Abramovich era, you knew when you were going to compete for the title when you had a great preseason, and in the preseasons that were not so good, we tend to like flop. This was like the logic. And so everyone, basically, the reason why people were gassed about preseason wasn't necessarily about preseason. It was just about hope that this was going to be the turning point for the new season coming up. And we saw maybe some stuff in the Liverpool game, and people thought, okay, yes, let's go. And then it just falls apart. The thing is that, like, at the end of the day, and I agree with what DF said, it's, it's not like the results were good and there were brilliant moments, but it's not like it's not like some of these games were great. Remember, we still had this issue in preseason, if people remember, of one half being great and one half being bad.
Of course.
And we kind of like we set that aside as well. We said, oh no, because it's preseason. So which is it? Is it really, So the thing is that the only thing I think that's changed is these moments have gone away, more or less, from game to game, and the results have not been good. But the performances, the up and down between halves, they've remained. They've absolutely remained. So things we've kind of like we've looked at the preseason in with like rose tinted spectacles, but if we go back and examine it, not that I even want to like put myself through that, but we probably will find that there are like elements here and patterns here that generally have carried on to this season. This manager doesn't know what he's doing. He will never know what he's doing. And we already know what the result of all of this is going to be. I just need these owners to get rid of these sporting directors, bring in a top class sporting director. People are asking, which manager would you bring in? I don't think that's the first question. The first
Yeah.
question is, what is the
Agree.
sporting director that you're going to bring in?
Yes.
Believe me, guys, you bring in a top quality, world-class sporting director. You can get one. You don't
Throw
have
a
to pay 100
blank
million.
check to Michael Edwards.
Yeah.
Mi-
And then
Mi-
and then Michael Edwards decides who the manager should be, because he'll have an idea what players are going to come in and what players are going to go.
The problem with Michael Edwards is he has now his own consulting company. So I don't know, I don't know whether that's because,
Maldini's a mad shout as well, by the way.
Maldini. I know that Rafa Leao is a big fan of Maldini.
He's a
Listen,
massive
bring
fan of
Maldini
AC
in.
Milan.
Yeah, look, bring Maldini in. Listen, I swear to God, you bring one big name sporting director, all of these managers that everyone is laughing at because you think that they're out of our reach. Trust me, they're becoming our reach again. Because they will sell them what it is that they need to actually get this club back. We're not going to need 4 seasons for this. This club doesn't, these owners don't understand the conveyor belt and the hierarchy of football. Big clubs pay a premium for players because they need to perform now. We're not a training ground. So when people say, why did we not get Caicedo for 4 million out of Ecuador? Because that's the way it's supposed to be. You have that player leave Ecuador, go to a club in the middle, and then you buy that player. If you want to become that club in the middle, then you become the club in the middle.
Yeah.
And
we are now the
no
club in the middle. We are now the club in the middle.
We're now the club in the middle. We this is how it works. I mean, you can buy the multi-club model and do everything like that. That's financial. You really think that if you buy a club in, like, you buy Strasbourg, that somehow you're going to be able to find the next Zidane and bring them into Strasbourg and then bring them to that's not how it works. There are thousands of clubs. There's thousands of paths that any player can take, and you're not going to get them all. You have to understand, if you want to be a big club, I'm sorry, the premiums exist. You're going to have to face it. And the only way for you to be able to afford those premiums, perform, get more fans, and basically get better merchandising, better advertising, better partnerships, all of that stuff. But you have to accept, we don't accept the reality of being a mid-table club. You can go to Southampton, you can go to Bournemouth, you can go to Sheffield United if that's what you want. We don't accept that. I want to continue paying. I want to pay 100 million. I don't care. I pay 100 million for a world-class player. Spend $1 billion if that means getting 10 world-class. But I don't care.
Do you know
I'm not here to do like Costco little, player, buying. That's not what we're about.
Do you know what, Alhambra? You make a very good point in regards to fans, right? What keeps a football club going? Fans, new fans. It's very important for the sustainability of a football club. Over the past 2 seasons, the new fans, I wonder how many new fans Chelsea have acquired, and I wonder how many new fans Man City have acquired, or Liverpool have acquired. Obviously the heritage club, as you said, in the likes of Real Madrid and your Barcelonas, the Man United, they don't need like any more publicity. They'll keep getting fans, right? But a club like Chelsea Football Club, as you've earlier on said, and it's starting to hit me deep now, You carry on like this for another 2 to 3 more years, I think people will stop being fans of Chelsea Football Club. Not the existing one. The existing one, like us, will carry on because we are now tied with this football club till death do us apart, right? But the new ones, the new generations that are gonna come through, what will attract them to be a Chelsea fan? You see where I'm going with this? There will come a point where there won't be that global, reach because there are other clubs that the kids of this new age will follow. So this whole thing about us continuing in this way and the owners continuing, they got to stop. This is not fun. Like, this is not fun and games anymore. This is not some sort of a joke. Like, you've done it for 2 years and it kind of looks like it could go on for a little bit longer. You'll become irrelevant so quick. I remember, I don't know about you guys, I remember when Leeds were playing in the Champions League. I don't know about you guys. I remember when Leeds was playing in the
semi-final.
Champions League.
They got to the
Semi-final.
Semi-final. Yeah.
I remember players like, what's his name? Woodgate,
Viduka.
Harry Kewell,
Yeah.
Lee Boyer, Alan Smith. Like, these guys were playing Champions League football, Where's Leeds now?
Yeah, and Peter Ridsdale, who was the chairman, he thought, you know what? Let me go and double down. Let's basically put on a bunch of debt, buy even more players, and let's see where we can go. And it wasn't sustainable because essentially they couldn't keep up the performances on the pitch. But I remember watching Leeds go to Highbury, when it was peak Arsenal, and Dave, it was 1-1. David O'Leary would come out and say, yeah, I was disappointed, we should have won the game. That was peak Leeds. And they look where they are now.
Finished. Absolutely finished. They had some ballers, man. Do you remember that left back they had? Ian Hart.
Great free kick taker.
That
He
guy
was the guy that scored. Yeah, phenomenal free kick taker.
Yeah.
Lucas Radeby. Do you remember him?
Lucas Radeby, the South African. Yeah.
Beast.
Check this out. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea are continuing to back Mauricio Pochettino. There does not seem to be any immediate pressure. This is from Bobby Vincent. Like I expected.
This is all over Potter saga again.
Yeah,
These
like
are
I
the
Please,
expected.
Anthony Taylor.
It has
I
started.
wanted to also share, Olivia. I'm onto this person. I am absolutely, because I know she's employed by the club, and I know she has, there's certain things you can't say. But I just hate sometimes the way her tone of her tweets come out and kind of makes it seem like as if we are all just peasants and she's all the know-it-all. But she's come up with a thread which I want to read with you guys. Okay, I'll try and we'll end it after this because I need to go to bed, man. It's nearly 11 p.m. We'll do another one of these very, very soon again. I'm sure we'll have plenty of things to say after the Fulham game as well. I'll try and be reasonable after last night, but I'm not going to sit here and say I want him sacked just because you lot want me to or think I'm wrong in wanting him to stay. I actively believe sacking him changes nothing. 1 out of 6. Yesterday was poor, don't get me wrong, but if Cole Palmer takes those 2 out of 3 chances, we're not sat here having these conversations. That's the reality. The difference between a win and a loss is taking your chances. Borough took their chance, Chelsea didn't. I just want to talk a little bit about this whole concept of if Cole Palmer takes those 2 to 3 chances. Of course, if Cole Palmer takes those 2 to 3 chances, we get goals, of course. But do you think the game would still be the same game? Do you think if Cole Palmer scores, then Middlesbrough just continues staying deep? Look at the way Middlesbrough was attacking on that right side, their right side, our left side, before the goal. people
more
have this. People have this thing about, oh, but if we did this, if we did that, and like everything else will stay static. Like nothing else will change. Only those factors will change, and nothing else. That's a stupid way of looking at life.
Who put Cole Palmer as a striker?
however, miss the fallacy which here is in this argument that she is giving is we are not basing our whole Poch out argument on the basis of just one Middlesbrough game. We are talking about the whole season. This is not just Palmer wasting few chances and now we are suddenly all Poch out and yesterday we were all Poch in. On this channel, on this in these members call in, I remember a lot of times when we are like, oh no, you know what, Poch is not the right man, but let's see what happens. Oh no, you know what, he did a blunder over here, but let's see what happens. And now it has come to a point where we are like, enough, he needs to go. So we have
Yeah.
been consistent, at least I can say that on this coin gang on this channel. We have not been flip flopping.
No, of course not. That's the reality. And then she goes to the next one. It does feel like we've gone 3 steps forward, 1 step back, which it does feel like we've gone 3 steps forward,
3 steps
one
forward.
steps
Yeah,
back,
this I don't know what she's talking about.
which is frustrating. It's more like
The
one
amount of
step
money she's
forward.
paid by the club must be good, man.
Yeah,
Must be
yeah.
good. Must be very, very good. I understand the frustration in playing players out of position. I get that, but to say there hasn't been improvement under Pochettino is completely untrue. Wow.
Look at
Um,
someone like Zach Gillette. He's also employed by the club, but he's not going around posting these kind of stupid
see,
quotes.
I was just gonna get to that, Valan. This is why I brought on Haj's comment here because I was gonna say that. So hold that thought. Hold that thought. I'm gonna come back to that. Right. I don't think we're slightly better at breaking down low blocks. Still needs a lot of work, but this is a deep-rooted issue that we've had for years. Scored more goals. Individual players have have definitely
Definitely
improved.
improved.
The togetherness in the squad is the best it's been forever.
Post forever?
The problem for me is the age of this squad. Too many young, inexperienced players, and are of course going to make mistakes. Coupled with the fact we've got barely any experience, not many leaders, a million injuries, and no striker that's going to score 15 plus goals a season. So all of these things that she said here, why don't you just say the directors are at fault? Why don't
Why
you
don't she just not
summarize?
say anything?
And I'm going to get to that. That's why I said, Valan, I'm going to get to that. And lastly, there are hugely talented players in this squad. And if you don't believe that, then that's fine. A lot of them are so raw that is going to take time. But if you don't want to give a manager that time, then that's absolutely fine.
Means
But
you know what she's trying to do. She's trying to garner the interactions and more following, and then you know all these influencers, right? They like to get the sponsorships, brand deals, and whatnot.
so right.
She doesn't give a damn.
Yep.
She's just
Yep.
writing all this
Yep.
crap.
I was
All
just
about
gonna
the
say
engagement.
what Haj just said here, right? She works for the club. What do you people actually expect? Do people want the government to tell us what they are actually up to? Lol, it's the same thing.
She could
But
at
that's
least
the
have
thing,
the
Haj.
courtesy to not say anything.
Yeah, that's Haj, but that's the thing. The government don't tell us much. Do you know what I mean? The government don't go out there and writing threads,
Great.
6-page
Can I-
threads.
Can I just
Yeah,
say
100%.
the other
Yeah,
thing here
yeah,
as well in
yeah.
terms of the government is
Yeah.
and generally just people in official roles. It's not what you say that is the most interesting. It's what you don't say,
Correct.
because naturally, like if you say what you think, I agree with Haj in this respect, then you end up like Pat Nevin, right? You get sacked. And I think that everyone here understands in life, if you criticize your employer publicly, you run into the risk of even defamation.
Yeah.
And you get sacked. That's fair enough. I think that's like a bit uncouth and it's not necessarily the most like polished way of doing it. But when you say something but miss out somebody, for example, or you don't say something or you're silent, that speaks volumes in a
Yes.
position when you're on the inside than coming out to defend. So either she is doing this because she wants
She's been
engagement,
forced. Or yeah.
or maybe she's been forced, in which case I doubt that, because then others would come out, I think, potentially. But let's say that maybe she's forced, or, which I think is probably the more plausible thing, she genuinely is deluded and she believes this. Right?
We should not take
genuinely
that possibility away. That could be
Let's
a
not
very
take
big
that away.
possibility.
because remember that, you know, you're all in that environment, right? It's like the blind leading the blind. Everyone is patting themselves on the back and think that they've done a good job. And if anything, what this tells me more than anything, right? Let's even set aside maybe she wants to like get the engagement and all that stuff. What this tells me is that nobody in that club knows what the hell they're doing. And they don't know what good looks like. When you remove top quality people, or you don't have any top quality people, what you think is in front of you looks great. As soon as you leave and you go somewhere else, you're like, oh crap, this is much better. Bloody hell, I didn't know that there were levels to this. This is what these guys genuinely think, that they're a world-class organization. It's the delusions of grandeur.
You're right.
Some of
But
the points she brings up, like the Cole Palmer thing, like who put Cole Palmer as a striker? Like we talk about how he missed the chance and everything, but like that's not his job. He's not a poacher. So yeah, he should have scored. But come on, are you seriously just gonna say, "Oh yeah, no, there was nothing Poch could have done. It's all because Palmer couldn't bury the goal or whatever"?
It's stupid. It's so stupid. And then going back to what Valan said, sometimes maybe it's better just don't say anything. This is what I said about Poch as well yesterday, that all the rubbish comments that he was making. Sometimes better just don't open your mouth. Don't open your mouth. I think Valan also said in regards to Zach Jaleb, you know, who works for Chelsea as well. You don't see Zach coming up with six-page threads trying to justify his position. Just don't say anything. You work for the club. Keep it quiet. Keep it quiet. Keep it simple. She's
100%.
putting herself into trouble by saying too much. And as Alhambra said, sometimes you're saying too much, and the details that you're missing out is making you look like delusional. So, AJT, brother, we're gonna slowly wrap up. We've been going on for nearly 2.5 hours, but good to have you here. Give us some of your thoughts around, you know, what you saw in the match, and yeah, how you feeling overall, man?
Man, just here for the vibes, man. Just here for the vibes.
Fair enough, man. Thank you for becoming a member, but give us some, just anything about that match, or how you feel about Poch, or anything.
I was really stoked when we first signed Potts, because you know, he's really good with the young kids, like he said at Southampton and Tottenham.
Yeah.
But then 6 months in, there's hardly any patterns of play. Our defense is getting even worse. I don't see anything good that's building. It's just frustrating.
It is frustrating, and don't go anywhere. I think the frustrations will continue, man. Will continue. But AJT, sorry, man, we're gonna have to wrap things up because we've been going on for a while. Hopefully, we're there for the next one. Big up to the panel. Thank you for giving the time of your day as well to come into the channel and spending 2.5 hours nearly talking about Chelsea, and to the live chat as well. Like always, man. Honestly, love how you guys are always here on a regular basis. So really appreciate that. I'll see you guys later tonight, UK time, approximately around, I don't know, maybe 8, maybe 7:30ish. I'll try.
Don't
Just
forget
wrapping
to
up
cook
today's
Matisse,
news.
miss.
Oh yeah, and that all you can eat Chelsea tomorrow.
Get
I think
Matisse for
it's
us, miss.
it will be a good show. It will be a good show. Make sure you guys are all there. Until next time, everyone. Take care and have a very good day.
Big up.
Bye.
Thanks, miss. Bye.